in front of a massive crowd and on a beautiful Saturday night for the 2023 Woffinden Classic. This is the opening ceremony on Facebook Live, and if you want to catch the full racing action throughout the Woffinden Classic, make sure you tune into live.frontrowscreens.com.au for the full pay-per-view broadcast. It is going to be an absolute barn burner. My name is Paul Persick. It's a pleasure to have your company, and joining me, one of the stars of Speedway broadcasting, the great Graham Sidney. Graham, good evening.
What a beautiful night for Speedway.
And what an event it is going to be. Of course, 17 rather, of the best solo riders in Western Australia and across the nation and around the world taking part in this event. And of course, Tai Woffinden looking to make it 4 or 5 times a victor here at the Woffinden Classic.
Well, not only that, Paul, there's a 6-man final and 6 laps to go, if you don't mind. How is that? That's something new for Western Australia.
And especially in an event like this where we've got so many potential winners, and in the 14 years that we have had this great event, it's always been a tremendous success, crowd-wise and entry-wise.
Absolutely. I just can't wait. We've been looking forward and planning this for weeks now, and here it is. I can't believe it.
We're just about to see the riders that will take to the track for the opening ceremony. They'll be riding around the track a couple of times, and then we'll have track chaplain and also the national anthem coming up in just a little bit. But tell us, Graham, some of the favourites for tonight's event.
Well, Paul, you couldn't go past Tai Woffinden, 3 times world champion, 3 times British champion. He's won this event 3 times. This will be his 4th if he can pull it off. Jamon Lidsey, of course, world under-21 champion, former world under-21. He'll be hard to beat. Ryan Douglas out of Queensland, a real hotshot. And our own Cam Heaps, he won the West Australian title here last week. He was just sensational.
We talk about star-studded. We've got champions, not just in the under-21s, but also Speedway Grand Prix, also the British Premier League. You know, if you want to talk about stars and pulling in a crowd, if you just look at the crowd here tonight, it's evidence enough that the Woffinden Classic is going to be here for a long time to come.
Well, we're all in for a treat. Some of these riders here in this field, whilst we may not know them in Western Australia, I can tell you now in Europe and UK, they're big, solid riders.
This is the opening ceremony for the 2023 Woffinden Classic. And for our viewers watching at home, if you want to catch the full night of racing action, you can go onto live.frontrowscreens.com.au and you can catch the full pay-per-view live stream at a fantastic price, because you can see the bikes and the stars. The stars are moments away from taking to the track. What about, of course, the fact that it's come back after a year's pause due to COVID? The preparation has been very long, but very hard, and the results so far, a big crowd and a great atmosphere, so that's a big tick in the box.
Oh, fantastic. And Paul, I must remind the crowd, the race jackets the riders are using tonight are for sale after the meeting, and if you want to buy one, they're $100 each. You go to the bar behind us over here, make your payment at the bar. At the end of the night, you can collect those, and they'll all be signed. Now, Tai Woffinden's race jacket will be auctioned. So same deal after the meeting, get across to the pits, to the bar area, I should say, and you can pick up a souvenir there.
Well, speaking of the stars, of course, Tai Woffinden and all the others are making their way along the track, along the magnificent Pinjar Park Speedway, not only in the John Day Utes, but also on the flat trailer here. These are the stars, ladies and gentlemen, of the Woffinden Classic for 2023. For the crowd here at Pinjar Park Speedway, ladies and gentlemen, give our stars a round of applause as they make their way around the track here at Pinjar Park for this tremendous event.
Yes, folks, that's Tai Woffinden on the lead, John Day Ute, waving to the crowd, and rightly so. 3 times world champion, 3 times British champion, and as I said, he's won this event on 3 occasions. It's all about honouring Rob Woffinden, and what a fabulous event. Tai Woffinden, ladies and gentlemen, give him a big hand.
And among some of the others that are making their way around the track, let's speak about some of them. Jamon Lidsey, the Victorian former under-21 world champion, 3-time Australian under-21 world champion, and a Speedway Grand Prix rider. He's really carved out a career for such a young age.
Oh, absolutely. He's a classy rider, very smooth, very capable. He helped Australia in the Speedway of Nations, so watch out for Jamon Lidsey.
What about the Killeen brothers?
Well, look, up-and-coming riders. Luke finished 3rd in the West Australian title last week. goodness me, he'll be heading back to UK after this meeting, so watch out for young Luke. Declan, his older brother, only by a bit. Again, a very classy rider, just coming back from injury. He had a pin taken out of his femur. He raced in the championship last week and he'll be racing again tonight.
Another British star that we'll be keeping our eyes on, Graham, is Ryan Douglas, another British Premiership and Championship veteran. He'd been riding for the Wolverhampton Wolves over the last 12 months, as well as the Scorpions, and he signed on again for both clubs for this coming season.
Yes, indeed. And again, talk about class, he's all class. He came second to Tai Woffinden in the Darcy Award Invitational meeting about 3 weeks ago now. So he's a good bet to be on the dice.
And of course, the star of the show, of course, Graham, we've mentioned in many times, the one, the only Tai Woffinden. He's won this outstanding event multiple times. He's looking to do it again in 2023. You'll be having a chat with him in just a few moments out here on the track, and I can imagine the pressure's going to be on him.
Well, look, he's got a big target on his back. Everyone wants to beat him. Some of these kids in the field are up and coming. They want to impress the UK and European selectors, so Tai's got a big job. It's not a walk-up messiah.
Now, just a reminder once again to all our viewers, in case you are tuning into our Facebook live stream for the first time, this is the opening ceremony of the 2023 Rob Woffinden Classic, and if you want to catch the full night's racing action, it's going to be a great night of racing, make no mistake about it. You can go on to live.frontrowscreens.com.au for the full pay-per-view broadcast. It is going to be stacked with superstar talent and plenty of great racing action. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Tai Woffinden. Graham, we'll let you go down and have a chat with the superstar himself, Tai Woffinden, and his chances on another win in the Rob Woffinden Classic.
Tai Woffinden, welcome back to WA. Are you looking forward to this meeting?
Oh, I am. It's obviously not been here for a few years, and it's great to get the show on the go again. And I'd like to thank all the people that have been involved in making it happen. And special thank you to Marshall McDermott. He's been pretty keen at all. So yeah, good to see a good crowd here, and hopefully there's a few more queuing up outside.
So this is all about your dad, Rob. You must be very proud. You've already won 3 and you've got every chance of winning a 4th. Is that high on your priority list today? You absolutely want to win it?
Oh, we ain't coming here to fuck around, so let's go.
Now, I was hoping you weren't going to say that, but I thought you would. When you say, you're very proud of this event, for a couple of years it hasn't been held. You've got it back on again now, and I believe next year it's even bigger and better again.
Yeah, for sure. Like this year was a little bit short notice with some riders, and yeah, there's definitely a few European boys that want to come out and do it. So the lineup will be insane next year, and yeah, looking forward to that one as well. But first, let's get this one out of the way, and yeah, the plan is to have this all wrapped up in 2.5 hours. So 7 o'clock first race.
Now, this is a big 6-man, 6-lap final. You've ridden in a couple of those events before?
Yeah, I don't know if I've done 6 laps. Definitely done 6 riders, but yeah, it is what it is. Same for everyone, eh?
All right, best wishes, Tai. Enjoy the night, and we'll see you out in the track shortly. Cheers,
Tai Woffinden, great job, Graham. Tai Woffinden, the star of the Rob Woffinden Classic. He's going to be going on for a massive event, make no mistake about that. We're going to take a break. It's going to be an absolutely magnificent night ahead. In fact, we're not going to take a break. An absolutely magnificent night ahead here at Pinjar Park Speedway. We have got the stars and the superstars of the event. We now will go to Con Migro and Grant Woodham's in the commentary box for the 2023 Rob Woffinden Classic. Gents, a very good evening.
Good evening, Paul. Thank you very much for that, and thank you, Graham St John, as well. And marvellous evening, Pinjar Park. Thank you for coming down and supporting us in big numbers. And old pal Con Migro, welcome to you.
Good to be with you, Grant, and I'm looking forward to a great night of 500cc motorcycle speedway, an accelerator, a clutch, and no brakes. This is going to be one hell of a night. And I always say at the Speedway, bring someone to hold on to. If you've got someone alongside you to hold on to, because it's going to be a big night, Grant.
One of the reasons we've got you in commentary, Con, is because if we go back and look at the history of solo racing in Western Australia, particularly since your involvement starting back, and I've got to say it, back in the 1960s, you were very instrumental in bringing international riders into Western Australia and really putting solo racing on the big stage as far as Speedway was concerned here on the West Coast.
Yeah, we brought England test teams. Nigel Burcock and myself got together, got the English boys to come here, and then a lot of other great riders, Ivan Major, Ollie Olsen, Anders Michenek, John Davis, the great Andy Smith. The list could go on and on forever. Russians, Swedes, Danes, you name it. They all come to West, and West Australia had a big reputation as an international place of excellence to race.
And we are gaining that reputation back with this Woffinden Classic. We're gaining it with this marvellous facility here at Pinjar Park, and a night of racing that I have never seen before, because you've got a 6-lap final. The boys have been talking about it on the infield. Tai was talking about it. Have you ever seen a 6-lap final?
Oh yes, well, as you know, we used to run 6-lap with a scratch race. I've been to Costa Mesa, just out of LA, which is now not there, but they put 12 riders in a track the same as the junior track here. 12 riders in a race. I mean, it was just mind-blowing. And there was Bobby Schwartz there, Bruce Penhall, Kingy, you can just name any rider who was anyone, he was there and he raced. But we're about now to go over to Terry Dorrington, our track chaplain, and Terry is about ready to say invocation. And a very good evening, Terry.
Hey, Con, thank you very much. I can't believe the crowd. It's wonderful on this very hot day. Ladies and gentlemen, I was just wondering, before you stand when we do the blessing, I was wondering if we could put our hands together for the volunteers that have been doing this all week. Can we stand and give them a round of applause, please? So during the night, if you see any volleys, say thank you very much. Father, we thank you for Speedway. We thank you what it means to each and every one of us. We thank you for the meeting we had last week, and we're looking forward to a great meeting tonight. Thanks for Tai to coming over here and sharing with us, and hopefully that we can learn from this, and it's a great meeting. We just pray tonight that all the riders, drivers, passengers and crews will go home safely, and also all of us that are watching. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Terry, and ladies and gentlemen, would you now please stand for our national anthem, sung by Matt Williamson.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. With golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Put your hands together for Matty Williamson, ladies and gentlemen. Matt is not only the man who has held us with the sound, he's also the man behind the scene with front row screens. It's just going to be one hell of a night as the action's about ready to get underway. Starters and riders for heat number 1 is over to Grant, who will tell us who they are, and then we'll go racing. I'll go over to you, Grant.
Absolutely, I've got it there. I was just marvelling at the form of Demis Roussos. He's just sensational.
We'll have Engelbert here next year.
Engelbert Humperdinck. Woffinden Classic, Heat 1 from in the red gate out of 1 will be Dan Winchester. Blue out of 2, I should say, Dan from Western Australia. Blue out of 2, Cooper Riordan out of Victoria. White out of 3 will be Cam Heaps, who last week here at Pinjar Park, folks, if you weren't here, you would have seen Cam Heaps ride a maximum to take off the Western Australian title. And yellow out of gate 4, the Beanstalk himself, Jack McDermott. So there you're 4 to go. Con, what do you reckon? Heapsy, Winnie, Cooper Riordan out of Victoria. I haven't seen him ride. He's probably had a little bit of chance to look at the track. I don't know if he's had any practice though.
Well, they all practiced last night. They're very fast, but let me tell you this. Dan Winchester, he won the Rod Slater $5,000 for the Rider of the Year last season here at Pinjar, so you can't write him off. Young Jack might be a little bit out of his depth, but nevertheless, they're coming up to the starting tapes, and at this particular stage, the hearts are thumping and the adrenaline's are pumping at this stage, and these young men are on a big night ahead of them. You're in for some great motortainment, so don't forget to show your appreciation at the end of each race. Don't be scared to yell, scream and shout. In the red now coming is Dan Winchester, blue is Cooper Riordan, Cam Heaps West Australian champion on 6 occasions, and Jack McDermott, a young man who has won Victorian, South Australian and West Australian titles as a junior, and now up into the senior ranks.
So 4 to go, 4 laps is the distance. Boys just making sure they know where the lights are on the track. I think Cooper Riordan in particular, as you say, Con, had a run last night. He's the boy in blue. Yep. They come to the gates with Graham Headington. I hope you're in good calling form, Con. So I'm going to give the first heat to you. I'm going to do the timing.
Oh my God, the tapes lasted forever. Oh my God.
Yep, we got that was Cooper Riordan who did come up and touch the tape. So we'll see what the referee's call is on that one.
Put them all back in.
Yep.
Well, Vic, we've come here to watch them ride.
He's going to get a 15-metre penalty, I think, is Cooper Riordan, but he won't like that.
Only because he was slow to start the race.
Yep, couldn't find the go button.
No.
Red out of red one, Dan Winchester. Blue, Cooper Riordan, who's, well, it's not Cooper who's got a bit of tape behind him, it's Danny Winchester. White 3 is Cam Heaps. Yellow 4, Jack McDermott. So we're going to rock and roll again, folks. Going to put that starting gate up. That's a good call, I think, from your perspective, Con. We have come to watch them race. We haven't come to watch them break tapes.
No. But at least they're on the racetrack, so a little bit of a glitch at the beginning of the night, but that is always what can happen. It is motorsport, very unpredictable, but I know one thing, the guys are very nervous. I know the commentators are nervous. I bet you're nervous out there, and I know we're going to give you one hell of a speedway show here. All the old friends from here. Jimmy Phillips was here tonight, Jeff Stanton, Kevin Russell, Ross McNichol. Oh, I saw Butchie Madden. John Howe. I'll keep on going throughout the night as I come to see them. There's Russell Gidley, the man of steel. Neil Matchin from Sheffield Speedway in England's here tonight.
Evening, Neil.
So it is a stellar lineup.
Cooper Riordan has been given the bad news.
Yeah.
He's got that 15-metre handicap, and so he's back on the fence over here on the main straight here at Pinjar Park. Got the blue colours on the helmet. That's where his 15-metre penalty is going to start from. Once the gates go up again, we're just recalibrating them, so to speak. Beautiful night, Con. Sensational night.
Well, we never thought this would happen on the opening night, on the opening race, but just shows you how keen everyone is. The track is in absolutely magnificent condition, and congratulations to all the staff that have worked all through the week, particularly Marshall McDermott. Holler and Marshall's done a wonderful job.
Hasn't he?
And the track was completely rebuilt since last week, and the people from the organisation who had a practice run last night, and here we are now getting ready to start the Classic for the second time. As they say in the Classics, take 2.
Woffinden Classic 2023.
The young guy's wheels caught on the starting gate.
Jack McDermott there. He's just trying to, we just need to
shake it off.
Make sure that, shake it off, shake it off.
Yep.
Play the song. We've got it there. Cooper Riordan, meanwhile, led up against the fence down here. We're all just going to turn the bike on the side there for a little bit as we adjust those starting gates again. A little bit temperamental they were earlier tonight when we were doing some practice runs with them, but hopefully got it all right, got the mechanics of it. It's a fairly straightforward device. Gentlemen, take your positions again. We go for take 2. We're in good voice, Con.
Tapes up and away and again. The white rider jumps to the leaders, Cam Heaps. So Cam Heaps alongside the red riders, Danny Winchester. They thunder down that back straight. Now out front, Winchester's flying into the top in the green letters. Comes out of turn number 4. 1 lap down and 3 to go. It's Dan Winchester out in front. Cam Heaps back in third place. Jack McDermott. And bringing up the rear is Cooper Riordan in the blue. But they look at this for a great race out in front. Danny Winchester absolutely burning up Pinjar Park. Halfway mark. 2 down and 2 to go as they thunder down past our broadcast position into the top turn. Again you see Winchester trying desperately hard to come under Winchester. Winchester keeps his calm and collected as he comes now out of turn number 4. The yellow flag is out. 1 lap left to go at Pinjar, and again Cam Heaps is trying desperately hard. The newly crowned WA Speedway Motorcycle Champion. Again, they draw alongside of each other, but the last time into the top turn, and out of turn number 4 comes the red helmeted rider, Dan Winchester. Put your hands together, Pinjar. Back in second place, Cam Hicks. Then in third place, Cooper Reord, and the yellow rider on Jack McDermott finished in fourth position. Wow, what a race, what an enormous way to start the meeting here. We are in for an enormous celebration, aren't we, Grant?
That was an absolutely fabulous ride by Dan Winchester. Came out of the gate at the same time as Cameron Heaps, but was able to keep him at bay, and you saw how many attacks that young Cam attempted on Dan. None of them he was able to take off. The unofficial time, 1 minute 3.06 seconds, 1 minute 3.0. What do you got over there, Con?
103.119.
Okay, we'll go with that.
So that
just
was the
repeat
time.
it.
103.0119. That was for Dan Winchester. As the riders in the second heat, Frank Smart, former WA champion in red. The yellow helmeted rider is Matt Marson. The blue helmeted rider is Justin Sedgeman from Victoria. I wonder if he's related to Frank Sedgeman, or am I showing my age?
He's got a tennis racket on the back of the bike. You know you're right.
Jamon Lidsey, the former world under-21 champion in white, into position now as Graham Headington now gets the riders, calls them up. The red helmeted rider of Frank Smart does a little bit of digging.
Yep, they do the gardening to try and get their bike locked in the part of the track that they want, so they can get the best jump out of the gate. Headington calling them up. That's Graham. So yeah, red Smart, white Lidsey, blue Sedgeman, yellow Matt Marson, former state champion. He's right up here on the outside. Watch this start.
Tapes up and away we go once again. The tapes.
Once again, the tape's broken.
Oh my God!
They went through the tapes, the whole lot of them.
Well, there must be a little bit of a malfunction there.
Well, the gate's not going up quickly enough, Con. Not at all.
No, they're certainly not. So, wow.
No penalty, I don't think, to anybody there.
I don't think so, although the blue helmeted rider, young Justin Sedgeman, did probably go just slightly early. But now the Gone Stars are really working hard on that particular field.
So once again, we'll line them up. Red will be Frank Smart, white Jamon Lidsey, a world under-21 champion, I think from last year, but no longer eligible to enter the under-21s, Jamon Lidsey. Blue Justin Sedgeman that we've been talking about, Con Micro, and yellow Matty Marsden up here on the outside. We've got a new set of tapes out. Yeah, the mechanism just doesn't seem to be firing as quickly as we'd like.
Are you having fun tonight? Come on, let me see you wave your hands in the air. Oh man, this is world-class speedway at Pinjar. 35 minutes from the north of the Perth city, a beautiful part of Australia.
Absolutely.
And riders here from all over this country, this great brown land. And Tai Woffinden, although he was born in England, started his speedway career in Western Australia, was educated in Western Australia, still has a house in Western Australia, although he has a house in Poland and one in England.
And Con, he's got an Australian accent.
He has at that. He certainly has. I mean, when I walked through the mall with him, when I went to Cardiff, and he was like a rock star. So
well, he is.
Well, he is.
We have put Sedgeman back there. You've got very good eyes, Con. The blue is not doing too well at this stage. No. Sedgeman back on 15.
Yeah, well,
for his part in that misdemeanour.
Yep. So the red helmeted rider Frank Smart, former WA champion.
Yes.
White Jamon Lidsey, blue Justin Sedgeman from 15. Matt Marson, number 8. Tapes up and away they go once again. The yellow helmeted rider jumped into the start straight away. Matt Marson, and up two riders went crashing to terra firma. So Matt Marson, who was absolutely on fire.
Yep.
And Frank Smart has had a baptism of fire on his return to Speedway here at Pinjar, the veteran rider. And he will not be happy about that, or none of us for that matter, nor would be the white helmeted rider of Jamon Lidsey. But this is when you have riders all dying hard to get into the position, the same position at the same time.
I think I think it might have been Smart that dropped the model, and then Lidsey had absolutely nowhere to go on and dropped down. And we'll go to Graham Sinden.
I'm in the pit here with Dan Winchester, who won that first heat. What a magnificent ride!
Yeah, it was a pretty good start of the night. Pretty happy with that. Obviously, Cam and Cooper are, top competitors tonight, so a couple of valuable points to get off the boys.
Well, you had Cam snapping at your heels all race long. He tried inside, he tried outside. He couldn't do anything about the pace you had.
Yeah, look, I think, realistically, I was probably holding him up a bit, but, that's all I've got to do is try and get in front.
Colby will be in the first reserve. Colby Mason.
Well done. Best wishes, and best wishes for the rest of the night.
Yep. Sorry about that. Here we are now, getting ready for a restart. Looks like the two riders at Fell have been excluded. This will no doubt bring in the reserve. So the blue helmeted rider of Justin Sedgeman and the yellow helmeted rider of Matt Marston. Matt is number 8.
No, you do it.
And I thought they were going to bring in the reserve, but quite obviously not.
No,
and I'll get a ring.
with 2.
Mr. Stewart, can you tell us, is the reserve in? Is the reserve coming in? No? My God.
So I would have thought that both of those boys who came down might have been eligible to go again, particularly the one that didn't cause the incident, but perhaps it's the bike.
Yeah, it looks like his bike's broken.
Yep. So back to the pits with that is Jamon Lidsey. You can see Frank Smart over there on the back straight as well. Just pulled up. They'd probably like to be in the pits right now and making some alterations. So this is a curious race, Con.
Well, it is. There'll be either 2 points or 3 points. Frank's going to get restarted. So he is up. There was no sirens sign, so he's probably dodged another bullet, as they say, because
normally there's 2 minutes.
That's correct.
Yep.
So unfortunately for the white helmeted rider, Jamon Lidsey, he'd be absolutely devastated. No, he's out. So the stewards looks like he's ruled him out. No, he's going to rule him back in.
There he comes. That's good.
Oh, well, that's good. Good to see. Come on, put your hands together for Frank Smart, as at least now there's going to be an opportunity for him to at least gain a point. And this is the Woffinden Speedway Classic for 2023.
Every point counts. You just need to keep on stacking them up to get through to that final 4. Then you're an automatic qualifier. Then we've got a semi-final where the first 2 places jump up to join them.
Righto, now in the hands of the game. So in the hands of the starter. Tapes up and away. The yellow helmeted rider of Matt Marston quickly into stride. The yellow helmeted rider of Justin Sedgeman as they thunder down that back straight once again. Frank Smart comes at a blistering pace, throws the bike sideways, coming out of turn number 4, thundering down the main straight now. Smart's got the wick well and truly round up. He is an absolute competitor, locked together, handlebar to handlebar, as they thunder down the back straight. Look at the ride from the young man in yellow, Sedgeman. What a sensational ride from 15 behind. He grabs the lead with a paralysing burst of speed. In the top turn he goes. The number 7 bike, blue helmet, Justin Sedgeman, down the back straight once again. He is in red hot, rare form as he comes out of turn number 4. The yellow fakes out. 1 lap to go here at Pinjar. Back in second place, Matt Marston, and bringing up the rear is the red helmeted rider of Frank Smart. But Frank's gone wide. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a sensational ride. Put your hands together. Justin Sedgeman from the 15 metre goes across the line and wins it in 1 minute 2.331, faster than the first race, and the rider went off scratch. In second place tonight was Matt Marston, and in third place was Frank Smart. Man, oh man, the hearts are thumping and the adrenaline's are pumping well and truly at the moment, Grant.
That was a fabulous ride by Justin Sedgeman, because he'd been penalised 15 metres at the start there for breaking the tape, sent back 15. Well, forget about that. He's just blown that field away, and he's actually recorded the best time of the night. Con, if you can go under a minute tonight, if you can go under a minute, $1,000 for you. But that's on the track.
Yeah,
on
and
the
also
track.
The fastest lap for the night. Another $1,000. $2,000 up for grabs. Now we go heat number 3 in white. Dakota Ballantyne, number 9 in red. Number 10 in red, Ryan Douglas. Number 11 in blue, Kane Douglas. And the world champion, number 108, Tai Woffinden in the yellow helmet, in position 4.
That'll be Kane Lawrence, I would say, who's suggested as Kane Douglas. It would be Kane Lawrence.
Kane Lawrence,
yeah,
righto.
Ballantyne, Douglas, Lawrence and Woffinden to go.
Righto, so here they are now in the hands of the starter. Tapes up and beautiful start from Tai Woffinden. Grabs him at the red helmeted rider quickly into stride as he goes out down the back straight as Ryan Douglas. Then Tai Woffinden in third place. On the outside comes Tai Woffinden. Comes out of turn number 4. The blue helmeted rider coming in now is Kane Lawrence. There's plenty of action here at Pinjar at the moment. The world champion's lowering his colours at the moment. Down the back straight for the second time now. Red helmeted rider Ryan Douglas out in front. Tai Woffinden now grabs second place now. Thundering down the back straight, the halfway mark. 2 down and 2 to go. The red helmeted rider of Ryan Douglas. Then Tai Woffinden 108. Back to the blue rider Kane Lawrence. And bringing up the rear is the young Dakota Valentine. But out of turn number 4, the yellow, the flag's out, 1 to go. And the red helmeted rider Ryan Douglas. He is riding for survival now. Out of turn 2. Down past the pit spin. Throws the bike sideways for the last time. Woofie makes one last dash. But it's not to any avail. As on the outside he goes across the line. The red helmeted rider of number 10, Ryan Douglas in first place. Then the yellow helmeted rider of Tai Woffinden and the blue helmeted rider of young Douglas finished in third place. And the time was 1 minute 1.605. 1 minute 1.605. And Grant, they are not standing still for anyone.
Times are getting quicker, Con. We're chasing that 1 minute, but Ryan Douglas, very impressive form. I think he ran second in the recent Australian title. As we go to Graham Sindon in the pits.
Justin Sedgeman, a fantastic ride. A little bit of bargy at the start. You happy with that result?
Yeah, it's kind of, we rocked up and it all got a bit hectic. Everyone was like, quick, we got to go, we got to start because of live stream and that. So, yeah, hadn't done a lap here yet, so it was good to have a couple of starts then, I guess.
Well, you finished second in the Australian 2022 Championship. You're in good form.
Yeah, no, it's all going good, man. It's just, this is just a bit of fun tonight. Just have fun and honour the great man, Rob. I actually knew Rob when I first went to the UK and, you know, when he used to travel around with Tai. So, yeah, no, it's good to be here.
The rider's in the starting position now as the tapes are about to go up. And again, it's the white helmeted rider. Quickly into right, it's Frank Smart. He's quick into things as they move back in second place. As, I should say it is Luke Colleen out in front. Then the yellow helmeted rider of Declan Knowles. But Declan Knowles, the red helmeted rider, went wide. Dale Wood. But out in front, Luke Colleen absolutely burning up the raceway. Back to the yellow helmeted rider of Declan Knowles. And back to the blue helmeted rider, Declan Colleen. But this young man in front at the moment, he's looking very spectacular behind the handlebars. Halfway mark, 2 down and 2 to go. The yellow helmet rider, Declan Knowles, still in second place. They thunder down that back straight once again. And this young man, he absolutely looks a picture behind the handlebars. Out of turn number 4, white helmeted rider of Luke Colleen. His mother's right alongside of me, and she is going to be happy when this race is finished. Yellow helmeted rider of the yellow machine, Declan Knowles, and in third place, the blue helmeted rider will be Declan Colleen. But a good ride that time. 1 minute 1.755. 1.1755. And as we know, the rider that beats the minute for the 4 laps, $1,000 bonus as we come out now to heat number 5.
That's a tough gig, Con. That's
a tough gig.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't go off, you and I
well,
share.
We share. Yeah. 999 from me and 1 for you.
Oh, thanks, mate.
That's out come the 250 cc's. We've got Australian champion Mitchell McDermott in there, number 7. 51 is Trevor Dossett. 99, Alex Crawl. 24 is Xander Smith. 6, Lincoln Metcalf. 15, Hunter Mason. These are the 250cc boys. They are boys. 16 and under. 4 laps is the journey. And Australian champion Mitchell McDermott riding the number 7 bike. If he's there.
The tapes jump up very quickly in the... he's not there, is he?
No,
he's not. So he decided he probably wanted a bit more money.
Well, he maybe needs to talk to the old man.
Right, so down the back straight, the promoter will have to talk a little bit of monkey business out of turn number 4 down the ropes. And he just about undone himself and 3 Hail Marys and past the ammunition. The 6th rider there takes the lead. That's now.
Metcalf.
And Metcalf
Lincoln
does a pretty good job.
Yep.
The red helmeted rider's bike is not handling, and again he just about undone himself as they move down the main straight once again. Back in second place, our green helmeted rider, and he's doing along very well. And in 51, they're in third position.
Young
Now
Dossett.
he's doing it very well. So here is the yellow flag now. One lap of Pinjar for the 250cc powered motorcycles. And they're all looking pretty well behind the handlebars. And won't be long before we see these young men up in bright lights and speedways around Australia and around the world. But for the last time, down the back straight, into the bar turn, as we call it. Out goes the checkered flag, and across the line we find that rider winning it very comfortably.
Lincoln Metcalf takes the win.
Then the green helmeted rider back in second place, and the machine number 15, and that was
Mason.
Mason, that's right. And but an unbelievable good start. So the riders now back to you, Graham, and you can tell us what's going on in the pits.
Dale Wood, pretty tough assignment here, your first ride on the track all the way from Victoria. How did you find all of that?
Yeah, like it's pretty tough coming over, no practice. Yeah, track's pretty slick, but it's good. Yeah, and didn't do so well in that one. Setup's a bit off, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
Well, what you got to do, of course, is get enough the points to get into the final, either the top 4 or the next top 4, so that you can get in the repercharge. You reckon you're in the chance?
We'll give it our best shot. Yeah, try and get this setup nailed and, yeah, see where we go.
Good on you. Best wishes.
No worries. Thanks, mate.
Thanks very much indeed, Graham. It's good to see you here tonight. It's good to see a good crowd enjoying Champagne Speedway racing. A lot of great photographers here. There's merchandise all around the ground. Remember, the food stores are open. And in the bar, as you heard tonight, the breastplates or the race jackets the riders are riding. Go up there and register your interest in buying them. They're going for $100. And I'm told that the riders will also sign them. So that is up in the pits. And if you want something to do next week, next Wednesday, the February 8, next Friday, February 10, and Saturday, February 11, will be the 60th running of the Australian Sprint Car Speedway Championship and Australian Formula 500 Championship. And there is over 100 cars of both categories here in Australia. Brooke Tatton will be here. Kerry Madsen will be here. Unbelievable lineup of world-class talent. The Hardings will be there. And talking about the Hardings, good to see Trevor Harding there tonight in the pie shop at the back straight. Of course, that he's his other business when he's not involved in the Speedway. So we'd like to see you there last weekend and want to see big numbers because West Australia really deserves world-class Speedway.
We'll move now, go on with the program to Paul Persick.
Yeah, thank you very much, Grant, Con and everybody. It's a great atmosphere. So far, so good for all our winners. Dan Winchester, Justin Sedgeman, also Ryan Douglas and Luke Kalina. Big crowd here at Pinjar Park Speedway for the 2023 Woffinden Classic. And while the track is getting watered, we'll take a little bit of a break. But when we do come back, we'll have more action for the 2023 Woffinden Classic in what has been a tremendous start to the racing so far.
RCA Civil Group have gained a sound reputation for providing quality civil projects throughout Western Australia. Their scope of work includes road shoulder construction and stabilisation, drainage, concreting and asphalting, plus bulk and detailed earthworks. RCA Civil Group, Western Australia's leading civil contractor. Contact RCA Civil Group on 1300 1 Civil.
You'll see that wonderful sound system. Well, that was from the Perth Motorplex. And just to tell you that we're working very much in harmony with the Speedway fraternity in Western Australia. That sound system has been provided for Matty Williamson and his team from Front Row Screens. And we hope you're really enjoying the music. Over to Graham Sinnan, who's got someone very important for us to meet tonight.
Tai Woffinden, what a great race to start your campaign tonight.
Yeah, it was all right. Track's a lot slicker than it was yesterday, so just get the setup dialed in and we should be sweet. I actually I'm using tyres from 2018, so they're rock hard, and trying to get the thing to hook up is quite hard. But because my tyres went missing in the post, so yeah, doing what we can.
Now, as you know, there's $1,000 from RCA for the quickest time of the night, and a bonus 1,000 if you can get under 1 minute. Is that on the cards?
Don't know today with the track the way it is, but maybe we send out the Wonder Wheel and rip her up a bit.
Well, best wishes. Great to see you out here racing against Tai. Thank you for your time.
Spoken by like a true Speedway champion. Good on you, mate. And that's tremendous to hear what Tai has to say.
Well, tyres from 2018.
Yeah.
Where have they been?
Well, he probably
in the
had
shed out the back with the redbacks.
Well, maybe he had them in England or Poland, and where he puts his head down at night. But wow.
Interesting comment he makes about the slickness of the track and the speeds. And so let's just take a look at that, because there is $1,000 up for grabs for the fastest time of the night, and at the moment that's owned by Ryan Douglas at 1 minute 1.605 seconds. So that's what you've got to beat, gentlemen.
Well, I know that you were going to try and get it taken off tonight, and if it doesn't go, you're going to get $999.
I was.
And I was going to get one, but Graham's got someone else to talk to now, so over to you, Gray.
Kane Lawrence, you've got a lot to prove over here in WA. You came over here for the state championship. You won all your heats, and then start line discrimination. You were excluded, so you've got a bit to prove here tonight, eh?
Yeah, we'll leave that in the past. It's a new day today, so we'll see what happens.
Good on you.
And you're feeling comfortable out there? You look good.
Yeah, surprisingly, actually, I didn't get a practice. My gear bag got left in Sydney, so I only picked it up at about 10 o'clock last night and come out and watch the boys have a crack. So we're just winging it and hoping for the best.
Well, it's great to see you over here in the West again. Best wishes the rest of the night.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, Graham, and from all our English and European fans tonight, watching this through front row screens, it's wonderful to have you with us tonight. We know it's freezing cold over there. It's 150 in the water bag here, and it's about 7:15 on a wonderful Saturday night. We're about 35 minutes from the north of our wonderful city, and the gentleman alongside of me, Grant Woodhams, lives in now another 4.5 to 5 hours.
North.
And a beautiful part of Australia. In fact, you know, Grant, I nearly lived there. I nearly lived there permanently. I was there for a couple of years, and if it wasn't for my grandchildren, I tell you what, we would have been there.
We tried to get you to migrate, Con, but just couldn't get past the officials. But anyway, we're working on that. Look, just a word for folks who are on the grounds tonight here at Pinjar Park on this fabulous Saturday night. There is a bar facility on the other side to the main straight. So on the back straight, there is a bar over there if you'd like to attend to those needs. Just forward previewing this next heat, Heat 5. Blue will be Dan Winchester, white will be Frank Smart. So we've got Winnie is out there, he's a winner already. We've got Frank Smart out there. Smarty's gone well. Dakota Ballantyne, who's been over here in the past and won a Western Australian title. And young Declan Knowles talking about, well, we'll go to the pits, then we'll talk about Declan in a minute. Graham Sindon.
Cam Heaps, you won your West Australian title last week. You were second in your first heat for Dan Winchester. That was a great race.
Yeah, it's you know, the track early on when it's like that, it's very hard to pass. But I felt like I had plenty of speed. You know, I kept Dan very honest and just didn't have enough legs to get around him. So we'll work on it, change a bit on the bike. The track's a little bit different to last week, so yeah, that's caught us out a little bit. But no excuses. We'll crack on and see what we can do for the rest of the night.
Well,
and
we
as
did
you know,
interview
Cam
Dan
is
and he
also
said,
racing
I
a
think I
sprint
might
car
have
now,
held
so the
Cam up.
riders on the racetrack
You
now,
tried
and the blue
inside, you
coming
tried
into position
outside.
now.
It was a great race
There's
between
Daniel
you two.
Winchester,
Well done.
Frank
Exactly,
Smart
that's what's nice
coming
about
in
putting
the
on a show.
white. Then
Thanks,
in the red
Cam.
helmet rider is Declan Knowles and Dakota Ballantyne in yellow. So in the hands of the starter Graham Headington and our chief steward here tonight, and a big night of Speedway. It is very early in the night, Grant, and it's already shaping up to be a ripper.
Ballantyne just turning the bike around there. Dakota Ballantyne just turning the bike around there and resting himself up against the fence. Declan Knowles with the red helmet on. Spent a couple of years as a young boy in Geraldton Con. But here we go, ready for this, Heat 5.
Heat number 5, and already the tapes jump up once again as the yellow helmeted rider going along very well indeed. It's Dakota Ballantyne on the high line, very smart as the track has just been watered and a little bit of manicuring, so they'll be like on an ice rink there at the moment as they come out of turn number 4, and it's the yellow helmeted rider showing a lot of ability in the yellow because he's on the high line. The red helmeted rider in second place is Declan Knowles, and back to the yellow helmeted rider of Dakota Ballantyne. Frank Smart bringing up the rear. 2 laps down and 2 to go, and our yellow helmeted rider of the Dakota Ballantyne looking very smart, resplendent behind the handlebars, throws the bike sideways once again. The yellow flag's out from our corner marshal here. 1 lap to go in heat number 5, and back really working hard. This young man, he rode this race to an absolute treat, a copybook ride as Dakota Ballantyne will come out of turn number 4. Come on, Pinjar, put your hands together. Across the line first in yellow. In second place was the red helmeted rider of Declan Knowles, and in third place was Frank Smart, and he did a pretty good job in white. The time was 1 minute 4.49 at 1 minute 4.498. So a little bit slower that time due to a track grade, and we have now got Graham lined up with another rider to interview.
Yeah, there, Graham. Okay, well...
Righto, so here we are, the next Kate coming out, heat number 6. In red helmeted rider is Declan Colleen onto the line. The blue helmeted rider coming out is Ryan Douglas, number 10. Jamon Lidsey in number 10, and Cooper Riordan. As we know, the blue helmet so far has been not necessarily a very happy hunting ground for those riders tonight, due to the fact that a couple of them have grabbed the tapes and have been put back 15 metres. But I think now our Stuart's got his act together. We've got our act together, we hope, and we are ready to have some great motorcycling.
We're just waiting for Jamon Lidsey, because this gate number 4, the yellow helmet not occupied. He came off in that incident down there in turn 1 with Frank Smart, and I think we made the comment that it could have been some machinery damage. Normally they have 2 minutes to get themselves trackside. Here comes Lidsey now onto the track, so just going across in this particular heat, it'll be Cooper Riordan whites, it'll be Jamon Lidsey yellow, Ryan Douglas blue. Douglas won last time out, Con, and then Declan Colleen, the older of the Colleen brothers, he's in red. Those boys waiting patiently. Here's Jamon Lidsey. So 4 to go, 4 laps.
Yep, and the riders all in the hands of the starter now. The yellow helmeted rider of Jamon Lidsey, a former world under-21 Speedway champion. Oh, this is a very exciting night. These young men takes up on a beautiful start from Jamon Lidsey that time. Grabbed the lead with a paralysing burst of speed. Comes out of turn number 2, but he's quickly overtaken by the blue helmet rider Ryan Douglas as they come out of turn number 4. Down the main straight here at Pinjar Speedway. The yellow helmet rider Jamon Lidsey grabs the lead once again. Both riders handlebar to handlebar, footrest to footrest as they move down the back straight into the top turn. Wow, what a ride from the young blue helmet rider now. Douglas, he comes out of turn number 4. Halfway mark, 2 down and 2 to go. The yellow helmeted rider of Jamon Lidsey out in front, then back to the blue, back to the white helmeted rider of Cooper Riordan, and bringing up the rear is the red rider of Declan Colleen. But this young man out in front, Jamon Lidsey, this has made him one of the best riders in the world. A beautiful riding style as he comes out of turn number 2, down past the pits for the last time. He gets one final challenge, but out of turn number 4 for the last time, he'll come across the line. Jamon Lidsey across the line first. Back to the second place then, Ryan Douglas, and in the third place was the Cooper Riordan, who was in white. The time was 1 minute 1.329. So they're getting very, very close. 1 minute 1.329 as the next helmet, next team. As the next heat, number 7 is coming out onto the racetrack now. We'll talk to Graham at the end of this race, because we've got Cameron Heaps in the yellow on pole, then Graham Sedgeman, number 7 in white, number 41 Kane Lawrence in red, and 15 Dale Wood in blue. So the riders are on the line and getting ready for the start of heat number 3. This is the Woffinden Speedway Classic for 2023. We honour the late great Robbie, his lovely ex-wife, well, lovely wife Sue's here, I should say, and we think of you, Sue, and it's great to have you back in Perth. So here we have Cameron Heaps, WA champion on 6 occasions on the pole. The blue helmeted rider alongside him is Dale Wood. Then we find Justin Sedgeman in the one. Justin's a rather tall boy.
Oh, a good rider.
A blue helmet rider. And then with the yellow up on the hill here is Cammy Heath. So that's where they are.
Up next to us in commentary.
Sitting
Across the track. Yep.
So in the hands of the starter now. Tapes up and away again, once again, Cameron Heath. A beautiful start. Oh, and two riders go, a waltzing Matilda as they crash heavily. That is what happens, say, as the tracks might be a little bit greasy there, but certainly was rider area. We'll see what the stewards ruled, but Cam Heath at that stage. We'll go to Graham, if we can, Graham, and with your next interview. Benko replays as well. Of course, that's on the super screen, and riders all started. What have you done, Mr. Stewart? You're putting them all back in? We'll just find out from the steward.
One of the boys.
Yes, all four riders will be allowed back into the start. That's a great effort on behalf of our chief steward here tonight. It's a tough job being the umpire of any sport, let alone speedway, when you're dealing with a man, machine, other riders, fans, the whole lot. Good to see John Gall here, ace speedway photographer. Been in the game since Adam was the Lance Corporal in the Boy Scouts.
Kane Lawrence has just run back into the pits, Con. One of the boys involved in that incident in turn one. He's just gone back to the pits. Graham Sinton's over there.
He's getting started off now. That rider's been pushed off. So back to Graham once again, and we're about to talk to you, Graham.
Ladies and gentlemen, you might have heard riders talking about edges on their back tyres, and this is in fact what they're talking about. This edge here, as the bike rotates, it's picking up on this edge here, and then when they finish that race, depending on how many tyres they've got, take the tyre out of the bike, rotate it, so they're using the back edge. So that's all about the edge on the tyres.
Thanks very much, Graham, here at the moment. So we are getting the rider in the pits. It looks like we're going to go without. No, he's coming back. He has 2 minutes under the rule. We've heard the siren go. So the rider now has about less than a minute to get to the line. So we've got out there Cam Heath in the yellow, number 3. We have the white Justin Sedgeman in 7, and the blue helmet rider Dale Wood. And here is the next rider, Kane Lawrence, coming out onto the racetrack now. He's trying to get the bike started.
Here we go.
It sounds like we're in the
we are in the
City
business.
Hotel at the moment. There's that much noise going on up here with people coming in and out. It's like Hay Street on a Saturday morning.
So we've got,
my God,
we've got vision here at last.
We're going without him. Now one rider's going to go and do a little U-turn here, and we will bring the riders back once again. So understand when we're trying to do a commentary, ladies and gentlemen, I know you want to get involved, but please leave us a little bit alone. It's great to see you, but if you could just wait until after the race meeting, and you can come and share that $1,000 with Graham.
We will be, that's right.
He'll buy us a beer.
I'll be buying you both a beer.
Oh, good on you, mate.
So we've got crowd shots at home. Got a nice big crowd in. Now, I don't know what the Lawrence story is. Graham Sinton might be able to track that down for us at some point, because after that spill in turn 1, he's run back to the pits, taken the bike in there, I believe, and maybe he's got a spare machine. I don't know. You already heard Kane say that his gear was left behind at Sydney Airport, and he hadn't had a practice run until, well, he's turned his first wheel in anger tonight. So not an easy gig, and most of these boys, as you would know, Con Migro, very professional.
Yep,
very professional.
Well, that's their business, isn't it? That's their job, is like they say. Have bike will race.
Yep.
And on the racetrack now, number 3, Cameron Heath, yellow. Number 7, Justin Sedgeman, white. Number 11, Kane Lawrence, 11. And number 15, Dale Wood.
So I'm just going to interrupt you, Con. I think he might have been subbed. This might not be Kane Lawrence. This could be our reserve, Colby Mason. I just got to have a look as he gets a little bit closer. It does look like Colby Mason indeed.
And he'll be riding in what colour?
And well, he's got the green helmet on. He's going to be in place of Kane Lawrence.
Right. So the reserve's in.
So, reserve Colby Mason has come in for Kane Lawrence in this one.
Right, so in the line now. Tapes up at a very good start once again from Cameron Heath. the newly crowned West Australian Speedway champion, but the white helmeted rider quickly into stride. Justin Sedgeman, two men locked in mortal combat, throw the bike sideways, and Sedgeman grabs the lead, comes out of turn number 4, thunders down the main straight as the blue helmeted rider comes in, Dale Wood. So now they're absolutely fighting for survival. The white helmeted rider, Justin Sedgeman, Cam Heats is in a little bit of trouble, but he comes bouncing back into the main straight. They go once again. The race leader at the moment, white helmeted Justin Sedgeman, back to Cam Heats, back to the blue rider.
Oh, Heatsy around the outside.
And he looks like he might have had a spot of bother, as here we coming now out of turn number 4. The yellow flag is out, 1 lap to go at Pinjar. Out in front, Sedgeman, back to the blue helmeted rider in 3rd place, Dale Wood. Then we find the number 17 hour reserve, and that's young Colby Mason, and Cameron Heats is in more trouble than the early settlers. So out of turn number 4, the checkered flag comes a waltzing out for that young rider, and as Cameron Heats has dropped back to 2nd place, but the rider at that time that won the event, and at the time was a total of 1 minute 3.163. So Cameron Heaps first, 1 minute 3.163. So that was a very good ride. Back to 2nd place man Dale Wood.
And then, yeah.
And 3rd place.
Sedgeman or Mason, was it?
Well, it says Colby Mason.
Right, it'll be Mason. Where Sedgeman led a lot of that race, but engine problems part way through.
Yeah, 1 minute 3.163 as the next race comes out. Heat number 8, Jack McDermott.
Red out of 1. Matt
Masson, number 8 out of blue.
Yep.
Number 108, Tai Woffinden, 108 from white. And yellow is Luke Colleen from heat number 8. When we have the next little break before we go for any trip interviews, I'll get Grant to give us a little bit of an upgrade on the points scoring to date. But the white helmeted rider there, Tai Woffinden, doing a little bit of
gardening, eh?
Gardening, yes. Yep. But I think that's more a nervous reaction than anything else.
Yep.
But here we are, the starters calling them up once again. Everyone's performing pretty well. Tapes up and Tai Wolfie makes no mistake about that gate. He jumped out of the start very well indeed and moves down the back straight now. And this is heat number 8. Out in front going well is Tai Woffinden, 3 times World Speedway champion. Down the main straight, back in 2nd place, the yellow helmeted rider of Luke Colleen, a very good rider from the young fellow, the blue helmeted rider Matty Marsden. And bringing up the rear is Jack McDermott. Very good experience for him, the halfway mark. This is the type of form that made this man a World Speedway champion on 3 occasions, 4 or 5 times British Speedway champion, and he looks pretty good behind the handlebars as the sun continues to soak into the west of the state. Yellow flags out, 1 lap left to go here at Pinjar, and Tai Woffinden, the world champion, absolutely burning up the raceway. Luke Colleen in 2nd place and back in 3rd place and doing a fantastic job as the checkered flag comes out. Put your hands together for Tai Woffinden first. Back there in 2nd place was Luke Colleen and then Matt Marsden and the McDermott. So the time was 1 minute and 9.28. 1 minute and 9.28 that time, so it's getting closer. And as we go for the next heat coming out now is heat number 1. Number 1, Daniel Winchester White, and number 1. Number red is number 6, Jamon Lidsey. Number 11 is Kane Lawrence in yellow, and number 16, Luke Colleen in 16. They're in the hands of the starter once again.
It'll be a 250, I think, Con.
There's
I think
a 250 race, so here we are on the ride now. Hunter in Hunter Mason, Lincoln Metcalf, Alexander Smith, Alex Prell, Mitchell McDermott and Trevor Dossett.
So just getting themselves sorted on the line. There are 6 of them to go in this. So down on the pole line, it looks like Lincoln Metcalf. Mitchell McDermott up here in, he'd be out of position 5. Alex Prall next to him. 4 laps the journey, the 250s.
They go away very quickly indeed, and very quickly indeed as the number 7 rider. That's Mitchell McDermott, who's the son of Marshall and his other elder brother riding in the last event, doing it pretty well. David Cheshire doing a fabulous job as our pick marshal tonight. He is making no mistake about it. In 2nd place, then going along very well indeed, is the number 6 rider of Lincoln Metcalf. and he's gone very wide on the track, but they move now down the back straight. These are 250cc powered motorcycles, and the young man out in front, Mitchell McDermott, back to Lincoln Metcalf in a long gap back there to the third place man, doing it very well indeed in the number 55 bike, and he's doing it pretty well. It's Mason, Trevor Dawson. So here they come now. Once again, the yellow flag's out here. 1 lap to go at Pinjar, and McDermott, he has got a good 20 metres lead over the second place man, the number 61 of Lincoln Metcalf, his best mate. Then we find the other rider going like Trevor Dawson, but there's no doubt about this young man as the checkered flag comes away for him. It's Mitchell McDermott across the line first, back there and second place, and doing a pretty good job. Lincoln Metcalf, and then back to the number 51 bike of Trevor Dossett. It's over to Graham Sinnen, who's got another rider lined up for us.
I haven't got another rider, but what I have got is $1,000 cash for this time, the best time of 4 laps. Mate. And if they can break the minute, one more $1,000. Perhaps that's why we've got a few riders trying so hard and coming down.
Well, you make sure you hang on it, because my mate's been promising me that he's going to knock it off.
I reckon it's in my pocket, Graham. You better put it back in yours. Good ride there by the Australian champion in the 250cc division. That was Mitchell McDermott home in first, Lincoln Metcalf second, and Alex Prawl as called by Con Morrigo. Sidecars are out. Combination, the 23, Darren Nash and Ash Shield. The 97, Russell Mitchell and Drew Locke. The Fuster brothers, Jack and Adam Fuster, showing that bike that's just launched down the back straight there. Always a good crew of Fusters up there between turns 1 and 2. Reese Liptrot, Jesse Thomas, should be 43, I think, the Fuster boys.
43, and
Liptrot and Thomas will be 6, and Jeff Bishop down here on the outside with the 45, the Fuster brothers. Well, I think it'll be the 81 will be Jeff and Daniel Bishop. Right, 4 laps to go, anti-clockwise.
In the hands of the starter now, looking resplendent. These bikes are beautifully presented. And the tapes jump out and away. Darren Nash goes very quickly into the lead. The track in excellent condition now. That little bit of dampness that was there a while ago is now off the top of the track. Darren Nash, a son of the great Dennis Nash, 7 times Australian Speedway sidecar champion. Back to Russell Mitchell in second place. Then back in number 6 position is Liptrop and Thomas. They all jockey for positions. Don't tell me this Australian title that's going to come up here in Easter of this year is not going to be a lung buster. Out of turn number 4, halfway mark, 2 laps down and 2 to go. Darren Nash riding very well indeed. He was bred to race, and Nash drops his position to, looks like the big man, Russell Mitchell. So he goes, he fights back and bang! A slip and slide, dip and dive as they come down into the main straight. Yellow flag comes out. Well, Mitchell out in front. Then we find the number 97 bike coming in there. Russell Mitchell in third place. Then we find the number 6 bike rider going along as Liptrop. And Liptrop, he has absolutely stolen the march as the checkered flag comes out his way. Back to second place man, Russell Mitchell. And Darren Nash went from first to third in one foul sweep. The time, 1 minute 7.200. 1 minute 7.200. So that was a pretty good race from my observation, Grant.
Yep, not as fast as they normally are, Con. Probably can drop a couple of seconds on that one, but the track a little slick still. So when they get plenty of drive, it's a different story. But as you can see, and as you alluded to, when we come to the Australian sidecar title, which will be held here at Pinjar Park at Easter on the Saturday night and the Sunday night, big field. And talking about big field of outlaw carts. And here's my good friend to call us through, Paul Radajak.
Thanks very much, Graham.
We go to Graham Sinden before we get to the go-karts.
Reese Liptrop, what a great race that was. You hammered Darren Nash there and you finally got underneath him. A great race, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Track's a bit tricky, so we just had to try and stay on the inside and stay consistent, and he ran a bit wide and we snuck underneath.
Well, this is a bike track, of course. You sidecar guys get second bite of the cherry this time.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. We'll just set the bike up to suit. It's nice and smooth, so it should be fine.
Well, it's a good race leading up to the State Championship, the Jeff Geddes Memorial, and the Australian Championships in Easter.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, a few more of them and we'll be stoked.
Well done, guys.
Cheers.
All right, we're over with the West Coast Outlaw Karts and away and racing we go. It is the 60 machine of Lethal Lee Redmond going to the front, being challenged and now overtaken by Smoke and Joe Chalmers in the 3. Tucking himself up into the 3rd place is now Kai Scroop as the boys are battling hard for position. It's all about that inside line here at the West Coast Outlaw Karts with the inside line there, Lee Redmond. He's done plenty of laps around a solo track once upon a time. Now finds himself in the Outlaw Kart as they're starting to sort themselves out through the lines. It is all Redmond. Smoke and Joe Chalmers, you're used to seeing him in a late model. He's been racing these things for the last few rounds just down at the Little Woofie track. And here he makes the move up the inside there of Redmond. They're working under Scroop there for the 3rd. Indy Perry finds herself in the 4th and the Dice out in front. These two well-established racers really plying their trade here on the Outlaw Karts as it is Redmond still holding off Chalmers. Chalmers trying to work on that outside line, but the inside line seems to be where the race is at the moment. Scroop still holding on for the 3rd place as they throw it into the pits bend there. It is all Lee Redmond holding on. Chalmers trying to find a way through. Cam Scroop, he wants a piece of the action now. Indy Perry gets a little sideways as they thunder down the back straight, looking for a checkered flag. Chalmers works hard up the inside there of Redmond. Redmond goes to the outside. Chalmers is going to take the win from Redmond, Scroop and Indy Perry to round out your top 4. Ladies and gents, the West Coast Outlaw Karts, you can find them 100 metres south. Jump onto the Outlaw Kart Facebook page. Come and watch the racing. It's $10 for adults, free for kids. And the next race of the Outlaw Karts season proper is on the 4th of March. As I said, just down at the Rob Woffinden Junior Solo track. So come and join us.
Thanks, Paul. And here we are then back in the pits. We move through the program now. We come up to heat number 9. And the riders will be Daniel Winchester in 1. In white, in red will be Jamon Lidsey, in yellow will be Kane Lawrence, and in blue will be Luke Colleen. Graham, you're ready to go, mate?
Well, here we are in the pits. We've just got with us Joe Chalmers, the winner of that kart race. Well done, Joe. Lovely drive.
Yeah, no, mate, the kart's good. Massive thanks to Chromie for letting me ride it this weekend. To Lee just said that was sick fun, so I hope we can put a show on for the rest of the night.
Now, we haven't seen the Outlaw Karts there. They get around this 330-metre track very well.
Yeah, pretty much pinned the whole way around there. It's got a nice little cushion forming now, so it's badass.
Well, you just got to keep away from those airbags.
Yeah, no, that's it. We'll stay well away from them.
Terrific drive, Joe. Well done.
You can find Joe Chalmers in a late Model 2 down at the Motorplex if you like to get down there and see the really big horsepower beasties go around. Joe Chalmers, great drive there in the Outlaw Karts, and as Paul says, they regularly race up at the Woofie track up the top here at Pinjar Park, and it's always a great show. We continue with the Woffinden Classic. Our next heat, I think we've already given you the starters and their numbers and their colours. White, number 1, Dan Winchester. Red, number 6, Jamon Lidsey out of Victoria. Yellow, number 11, Kane Lawrence out of the Hunter District of New South Wales, up around Newcastle. And blue, number 16, out of downtown Pinjar, Luke Colleen. We're going to do something special now.
Hey, Grant, let me tell you this. Speedway originated 100 years ago this year, in 1923, in the Hunter Valley.
Yes.
John S.
Maitland.
Hoskins.
Yep.
And in 1974, I sat with John at the Wembley Stadium in the Intercontinental Final of the World Speedway Championship. It was an absolute buzz for me because he started Claremont. He worked for the ABC as a journalist.
Indeed.
Wrote on jazz music, and what a great tradition. West Australia now have got this show tonight. They've got Speedway in the States so strong, from Kununurra to Esperance. There's something like about 25 top international class Speedway venues. That's really a credit to the Speedway fraternity, isn't it?
And to celebrate that 100 years, Con, I believe at Curry Speedway, which is not all that far from Maitland, where Johnny Hoskins started it all back in 1923. They're running a 100th anniversary show this coming November, I believe. So that'll be fantastic as we go to Graham Sinden in the pits.
Yeah, thanks very much. I've got young Luke Colleen with me. You've got 5 points so far, a second and a first. That's pretty good going in this company.
Yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with myself. You know, the track's playing into my hands tonight, so I'm a lot more confident than I started out to be.
And of course, you got third in the state title last week. That was a lovely ride for you.
Oh, I was over the moon.
And you're going back to the UK after this meeting to join your UK team again?
Yeah, that's it.
And who are you riding for this year?
I'll be with the Oxford Cheetahs in the Championship, the Oxford Chargers in the National League, and then in the under-24 Polish Extra Liga, I'll be with Wrocław.
All right, well, before you get there, you've got to get some points and get in the final of the Woffinden Classic right here at Pinjar Park Motorcycle Speedway.
That's all I'm aiming for.
Cheers, Luke. Best wishes.
Thank you.
Luke Colleen there with Graham Sinden, and lovely young fella, ran third in last week's Western Australian title. And as you've heard him say, going back to run with the Oxford Cheetahs in the UK, but going to spend some time, Con, also in Poland, which you'd probably have to say is the motorcycle capital of the world these days, motorcycle speedway capital of the world, and I think also going to spend some time in Sweden. Lukey Colleen.
Well, I went there in 1974. All the riders all wore black leathers. They were very, very poor, couldn't speak English, but now they lead the world. We're now going to a television commercial, so sit back, relax and enjoy it, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes.
RCA Civil Group have gained a sound reputation for providing quality civil projects throughout Western Australia. Their scope of work includes road shoulder construction and stabilisation, drainage, concreting and asphalting, plus bulk and detailed earthworks. RCA Civil Group, Western Australia's leading civil contractor. Contact RCA Civil Group on 1300 1 Civil.
I'm here in the pits with Frank Smart. Frank Smart, you've come out of retirement, especially for this big Woffinden Classic meeting. You've got a couple of thirds, have you?
That's correct, yeah.
That's a tough assignment, coming out of assignment and into this race.
Oh, for sure, especially with this weather. And I haven't done anything for a couple of years. I did 18 laps about 2 weeks ago down at Steve's track, and it was pretty slick. So, you know, we're here for a bit of fun. It's been enjoyable. I got to know Rob when I was over there. He was a top man, and you know, like Ty's done really well, so it's good just to be here and like in memory of Rob.
Well, you're a former international, you're a former WA state title holder, I think 2 or 3 times maybe. You've been around, you've done that, so this will be a bit of fun for you.
Yeah, that's right. You know, like out of retirement, yeah, sort of. I haven't really ever stopped, but I keep coming out of retirement, which is pretty funny. But you know, I love the speedway, love racing. Just my age now, I'm 53, so it's getting harder and harder, especially these young blokes. You can see what young Frankie Colleen's boys are doing. You know, like it's hard work out there, but yeah, I love it.
Well, I hope to see you in a couple of selected events in the future. You're doing very well. Thanks, Frank.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to the Speedway, thanks to Ty, and thanks to everyone that's supporting me. I've had endless phone calls and that, and I'm sorry I haven't replied to a lot on Facebook, but I appreciate it. Thanks.
Frank Smart, right there.
Hey, Graham, he's doing the Don Farnham. I was going to say a Con Mogra, but
yes. Doing a John Farnham.
Yeah. But I bet you John would love to be on the PA with what he's gone through, and it's a horrible body disease, the cancer deal. But
Con, here we go. We're getting out there again.
So here we are again in heat number 9.
Just before you go through them, I'll let you know, and I'll let everybody else know that no one is undefeated now. So after 2 rounds, we don't have one rider who's won both heats.
Oh, wow.
So we've got Woffinden on 5, we've got Ryan Douglas on 5, we've got Luke Colleen on 5, and there might be one other. So, Cameron Heaps on 5. So it's really tight at the top of that leaderboard.
Yeah, we've got some Lee Redmond posters in his speed car, signed by him. And if the first 3 kids will come and knock on the back door of the PA box, we will give them away. Lee Redmond in action. Red helmeted rider. This time will be Jamon Lidsey. Yellow will be Kane Lawrence when he comes out. Blue is Luke Colleen, and white is Dan Winchester. Big, tall Dan Winchester. Right,
yeah,
here
they are. Aren't they beautiful?
Oh, you've done a great job there. I'm very, very proud of what you've done tonight, Matty boy.
Where did you get those photos from, Matt? They are lovely.
Kane looks like Mike Tyson. Righto, so here the riders now back into the hands of the starter now.
Setup. It's a setup.
A setup. Remember, we've got as close as 1 minute, 900ths of a second in the last one out. And they jump and look at the start on the red helmeted rider, Jamon Lidsey that time. Well, he crashed in his first race, but now he absolutely shows the form that's made him one of the top young men in the world of motorcycle speedway. Down the main straight here at Pinjar, throws the bike in sideways, then back in the blue helmeted rider of Luke Colleen, back to the green helmeted rider that going along quite well as Kane Lawrence, and this young man is absolutely on fire at the halfway mark. 2 down and 2 to go. A very composed rider. Looks a lot like the great Lee Adams behind the handlebars. They called the miracle man of Speedway, like Ronnie Moore used to look, and for the older people that can remember that days. But there is the white flag out, 1 lap to go. The blue helmeted rider of Luke Colleen in second place, but this man has absolutely stolen the complete march on everyone. So Luke Colleen doing it very well in second place, but Jamon Lidsey goes across the line. Luke Colleen in second place, and in third place is Daniel Winchester. He's had a win and a third, and the time was 59.962. Oh, 59.962. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. And I can tell you right now that the $1,000 will not be going to Colin Grant.
No.
But I'll want to know what our friend Graham's done with it.
Go to your pocket, Graham. Go to your pocket.
Well, I'm here in the pits with Declan Knowles. Declan, last night you were in the South Australian Championship. You got a 5th place over there. Flew across to Perth here, and you're riding here. You got 2 second places so far. It's pretty good going.
Yeah, no, it's good to be finally scoring a few points and find a little bit of form. Obviously, it's a bit tricky coming here and not sort of knowing set up straight away. I think we're slowly getting there. The track's unreal, like it's really nice. It feels nice. We just keep working with it, and hopefully we can keep crawling forward.
So you're from a WA door. You've ridden in the small Woofie track, but you haven't ridden here before.
Oh, I've ridden here once, it'd be 3 or 4 years ago now in the WA title. I think it was the first one held on this track actually, and the track's it's come a long way since then. It's a lot better to even ride than what it was then, and it didn't really have many issues at the time, so it just keeps getting better and better.
Thanks very much indeed, Graham.
Thanks for your time.
So the yellow helmeted rider of Cooper Royden on 4. Then we find Frank Smart in blue from 2. Tai Woffinden from 1 on 108 in red, and Dale Wood in white on the centre of the racetrack at the moment in the hands of the starter. Graham doing a good job in the pits there. Up goes the tape once again, and the yellow helmeted rider quickly into stride. But Tai Woffinden now, the 3 times world motorcycles 500cc speedway champion, leads them into the top turn for the first time. Up high on the track, then back in second place. The yellow helmeted rider going along well as Cooper Royden, and then the white helmeted rider going along quite well, Frank Smart doing a pretty good job. Then blue and doing along quite well, Dale Wood. So here they find into the main straight now. The second lap down, 2 down and 2 to go, and it's Tai Woffinden, machine number 108, leading very comfortably indeed as he moves down the back straight once again. This time out the yellow flag will come, which will indicate to him 1 lap to go, and Woofie with the red helmets going across the line there. Second place now the yellow helmeted rider of Cooper Royden on machine number 2, and in third place the blue helmeted rider of Frank Smart going along very well, thank you very much indeed. But coming out of turn number 4, once again Tai Woffinden across the line first. Second place Cooper Royden, and back to Frank Smart and the blue helmeted rider of Dale Wood finishing in 4th. The time 1 minute and 609 hundredths of a second, as we now say a very good evening once again to Paul Persick.
Thank you, Con. I'm here in the crowd, and I'm here with a passionate young man by the name of Deacon. You enjoying the night so far?
Yeah, it's good to come out and watch. Got a few mates riding, so yeah, it's good.
Who
else? Ty, Lincoln, Mitchell, just Luke, heaps of the boys, yeah.
You're hoping Tai could get another one, another Woffinden Classic?
Yeah, I reckon he will.
Well, all the best. Enjoy the night, mate.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, Paul. We go now to Heat 11. White will be Cameron Heaps, red Matty Marsden, blue Dakota Ballantyne, yellow Declan Colleen. 4 boys out there and all young men, all very brave young men, as you say, Con, as the names come up on the screen for those of you watching around the world, and glad to have your company as well. Declan Colleen, Cameron Heaps and Matty Marsden out of Western Australia, Dakota Ballantyne out of SA, as we get them called up to the start.
Yep, they're looking very good.
Was an impressive time by Woofy. He couldn't quite get it under the minute. We're getting ready to go with this one.
Yes, as the tapes will fly up any moment. Yes, and a good start that time as the red helmeted rider very quickly in the straight as Mac Marsden. And look at these 4 men locked together in mortal combat. They thunder down the back straight once again. This is an absolute ripper of a race. The track's dialed in beautifully. Out of turn number 4 now goes the white helmeted rider of machine number 3, going along well as Cam Heaps, the WA champion. Back to second place man is Matty Marsden and Dakota Ballantyne, and then Declan Colleen. But out in front at the moment is Cam Heaps. This young man at the halfway mark looks very good. In his off time from motorcycle racing, he's a pretty handy sprint car driver. But they move down into the top turn. The yellow flag goes to the marshal's hands, and Cam Heaps is on his way to chalk up a big, important victory here in the Woffinden Speedway Classic, the 2023. Cameron Heaps down the back straight for the last time. He will be absolutely on fire as he comes out of turn number 4. Second place man is Matty Marsden in place. Heapsy go across the line. And in third place there's Dakota Ballantyne, who was just saying before the race he's good to be here. He was at the South Australian title last night, but 1 minute 1.932. So the race event is really flying along as we move to event number 12, heat number 12, I should say. Blue helmeted rider number 4, Jack McDermott. Yellow rider of number 7, Justin Sedgeman. Number 10 in white, Ryan Douglas. And in red, number 13, Declan Knowles. The last race was Cameron Heaps, number 1, in first position on machine white. Second was red of Matt Marsden, and third was blue of Dakota Ballantyne. 1 minute 1.932. As the riders back in the starters' hands once again.
McDermott, Sedgeman, Douglas, Knowles.
Yep.
The red helmet is Declan Knowles down there on the pole line, closest to the infield. Then Jack McDermott, promoted up to this meeting. Jack would be loving this.
Yes, he took the place of a rider that couldn't make it.
Yeah, it might be Kobe Zaitis, who had a bad spill last week, but I did see Kobe around earlier. I hope you're travelling well, Kobe. White helmeted Ryan Douglas, and well, next to him, Justin Sedgeman. So this will be a beauty, those 2 boys on the outside. Sedgeman out of Victoria, Douglas out of Queensland.
Yep. So now again in the hands of the starter once again. Green lights and off and away you go, and racing very well indeed to the yellow helmeted rider on machine number 7, going along very well indeed. And he moves down the back straight. We've got Jack McDermott going along in rear position at the moment. They come out of turn number 4 now. The main straight now, the yellow rider of Justin Sedgeman, Ryan Douglas, Declan Knowles and Jack McDermott bringing up the rear. And this particular race, young Sedgeman has got rid of some of the cobwebs he might have had early in the program, and he's now getting to race very sensibly indeed as he goes into this top turn here. The racing is an excellent spectacle here as the yellow flag goes to our officials' hands. Justin Sedgeman did a 14.494 second lap that time as they move down past our broadcast position. Back to second place man Ryan Douglas and Declan Knowles. But the last time into the bar turn, the checkered flag. Let's hear it for Justin Sedgeman across the line first. In second place Ryan Douglas, and in third place Declan Knowles, and the time was 1 minute 1 and 158 hundredths of a second. Spit it out, Con. So we nearly got to a sub 1 minute thing as we now go back to quickly to Paul Persick.
Been mingling with the fans once again. I've got Matt here. How are you enjoying the night, mate?
Yeah, it's fucking ripper.
Oh, mate, that's not good
I've never heard you say that before.
No.
I never thought that. But who do you think is going to win?
Luke Colleen for sure.
Luke Colleen, I like your tip, mate. Have a good night.
You too. Cheers.
Yeah, well, it's the last time we talked to you, mate.
Yeah.
Righto, so now we heat number 13, Daniel Winchester in number 1. Number 7, Justin Sedgeman. Number 108, Tai Woffinden. No, it's the 250 riders here on the track.
Okay.
So here we are,
You're a
Hunter
good
Mason, Lincoln Metcalf, Alexander Smith, Alex Prowl, Mitchell McDermott and Trevor Dossett. So in the hands of the starter once again.
Give your voice a break if you like, Con.
So up
We
goes the
go.
tapes and away we go racing.
Yeah, so Mitchell McDermott out first in the lead there, and the 7 on his breastplate on the back as Alex Prowl goes off the main straight here. So it's McDermott from Metcalf. These two boys, absolute champions in the 250s. McDermott, who won the Western Australian title last week in the 250s. But here's Metcalf working underneath him. Friends off the track, but deadly enemies on the track. These boys are really dishing it up for you tonight, folks, in the 250s. Getting around the track in reasonably close speeds that approximate the 500s. Back in third is Hunter Mason, then Xander Smith, the X Factor, Trevor Dossett following in the fifth. Alex Prowl, an early retiree from this one. Onto the main straight again. Mitchell McDermott has looks like he's exerted his authority over Lincoln Metcalf at this stage. Going to haul it down the back straight from Metcalf and then back to Mason. McDermott, Metcalf, Mason, that's it, and that's the way they'll finish in this 250s. Mitch McDermott takes the win. And I'll give you the time on that one, Mitchell, if it comes up, or if we've got the time for you.
No, it didn't come up, mate, but a very good race, well, for young McDermott.
Yep.
Hey, listen, I'd just like to send out a cheerio to my old travelling partner, Des Ferris, here tonight. A chief architect. Des, I've travelled the world with him several times. We were at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff in Wales for a round of the World Championship. We toured America on many occasions doing the World of Outlaws, and good to see you here tonight, Des, and I sincerely hope you're enjoying a great night of motortainment as we now go and say once again, g'day to Graham.
Well, I'm here in the pits. Matty Marsden, second in the state title last week. I think you got 2/3 and a second so far tonight?
Yeah, 2 seconds and a third tonight. Yeah, it's hard to get points tonight. You look at the riders and you look, wow, you know, they're insane. You got a 3-time world champion. You got an under-21 world champion. Like, what can you do? Just try and hope for the best, and hopefully you can latch on and just they can carry you. But no, it's awesome.
Well, you're a great gaiter and you're up against some good riders, yes, but you're up to the challenge for it, I'm sure.
Oh, always. You know, we did a couple East Coast rounds just to get a feel for the riders over there, different tracks as well. I'm up for it. My gating, you know, it's lucky I can gate, I suppose. But, you know, I need a little bit more. That's I think I need to do. So, no.
Well, you're looking sensational. We got another race coming up. Thanks for your time, Matt, and best wishes.
Thanks so much, Graham. Hope everyone's having fun here tonight, you know. Shout out to everyone in the UK, especially my new team, Bellevue. Can't wait to get started there. And, you know, if you got time, go check out the underclass store. You know, they've got jumpers if you get cold, shirts, hats for the sun. Go check it out.
And 97, Russell Mitchell locked into third place there. It's argy-bargy, dodging cars into turn one. And around the outside, looks like it could be Reece Liptrot and Jesse Thomas, who've foxed the whole lot, jumped around the outside, down on the inside. Darren Nash and Ash Shield, and then back to the 97 of former Australian and Western Australian champion Russell Mitchell, and then another former WA title holder in Jeff Bishop, and then the current Western Australian title holder in the Fuster brothers. So this is an absolutely humdinger of the race, but try and get past Reece Liptrot and Jesse Thomas, anybody, because they're hauling freight as they go down the back straight here at Pinjar Park. Well in command of this sidecar race. They're going to come up and see the yellow. They absolutely gated superbly and have streeted the field ever since. A battle royal between Nash and Mitchell. Mitchell slides into the side of the Nash bike as Bishop takes the machine to the infield. But she's just about all over, folks. Great battle on for second, third, and almost taking it out, though. Reece Liptrot, Jesse Thomas, second, Russell Mitchell and Drew Locke. And then in third place, Darren Nash and Ash Shield. Fuster brothers, Jack and Adam, finishing fourth. The Bishops, father and son combination of Jeff and Daniel, failing to go the distance.
Yeah, well, another good sidecar race. And don't forget the Australian titles here at Easter this year. And I was talking to Big Clayton Mills before the race meeting was concerned, a former state sidecar speedway champion himself. And Clayton will be very much involved with that particular event. And, of course, I'll be up here to give him a hand. I've known Clayton since he was a very young man and now a successful businessman. and the owner of a very fast sidecar. As the riders coming out, as we now be quick, before we go to the next race, quickly we will talk to Graham Sindon.
Well, here we are in the pits. Darren Nash, what have you got to do to win a race tonight?
Well, we'll just keep practicing, mate. We're getting it out the gate well, which is the main thing, but we swapped the carburetors out to try some different stuff tonight, and it's just over-fueling and it won't pull. But the main thing is just getting the gate right, so we'll just keep etching away at that. Like, it's a warm night, the track's really slick, but the main thing is get the gate and get out there and get that bit right. After that, the rest of it will come along.
Well, the sidecar racing looks sensational with all of you guys in the field together. It's really good.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. We'll keep plugging away. I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to continue on for the rest of the night because it is really rich. So we probably have to make some adjustments and or wrap it up. Thanks.
All right, best wishes.
Hey, Graham, congratulations to David Cheshire doing a wonderful job as our pit marshal tonight, a former solo champion. Don't forget the merchandise on sale here tonight. And remember those breastplates that the riders are riding with tonight. They're all for sale. Go to the top end bar here to the left of our PA and put your name down. You can maybe buy one, $100, and the riders will sign them for you. Grant's got some updated news and a few points for us.
Oh, gee, you're putting the pressure on. You're putting the pressure on.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks. I was going to get $1 out of €1,000.
Well, I was thinking I was going to get that $999, but I think Jamon Lidsey's taken it away from us, hasn't he?
Con, yeah.
What was that? We can't go back to that time. Can we roll the computer back?
I've got everything. Which one time do you want?
Just the time that Jamon Lidsey timed. That was the time of the night.
Jamon Lidsey did a 59.
59.962, is that it?
9:52.67.
Whoa.
So he's on fire as the looks like the watering truck are coming out as we again cross to Graham, who will quickly say some words of wisdom.
Dakota Ballantyne, over from South Australia. You haven't ridden a bike for a little while, but you look like you're enjoying it out there.
It's good to be back. I didn't think I'd miss it, but here I am 2 years later, and I'm loving it.
Well, you're former Western Australian champion over here. You blitzed the field that night. It was sensational. How do you feel amongst this company, straight on the bike again after a 2-year absence?
These boys are quick, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, look, it's a tough meeting. It's been put really well together really well by Tai and Marsh and everyone that's just kind of got together to make it happen. It's good. Yeah, the field, they're a bit tough on me at the moment.
Well, with this event honours Rob Woffinden, who was responsible for building the small 142-metre track up in the top end of this circuit. It's been going since 2010. And it's Blue Ribbon International event. You must feel proud riding in it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm happy to be here and thankful that I got put in the field on such short notice and that chucked my hand up and saying, yeah, I'll come over and ride. Yeah, very thankful for that, and it's good to be back on the bike with everyone.
All right, well, best wishes for the rest of the meeting.
Hey, Graham, I'd like to tell you one thing if anyone wants to know. The committee that put this event together was Neil Matchin, the man of steel from Sheffield in England. There was Graham Sindon, Holler, myself, and Drew Winchester. That was the organising committee of this particular event, and we were we had several meetings to make sure that the show would run like clockwork. Of course, the riders, a lot of the riders were contacted by and contracted by Tai. But we just thank everyone that's joined in. We thank the riders and thank you for turning up and supporting this wonderful event. And we are very proud of what we have put together in less than 5 weeks. And I can tell you, Matt Williamson was also involved, and he's the proprietor of Front Row Screens, and he did a lot of work. So far, we're not getting too carried away with ourselves, but a committee that went together in a short time that was able to string this meeting together. It was after event 13, or heat number 13, in yellow, number 1, Daniel Winchester. In red, number 7, Justin Sedgeman. In blue, number 108, Tai Woffinden. And number 14 in white, Declan Colleen.
It's a loaded one, this one, Con. Dan Winchester. Dan's won about 4 WA titles over the years. Justin Sedgeman, you've seen how good he is tonight, one off the top shelf. And Tai Woffinden, say no more.
And he also won the $5,000 last year as the Rider of the Year.
Yes.
And I remember coming to the presentations that were held here up there. And
young Dan.
Yeah, and he's a really nice young guy. And Drew Winchester, his brother, I'm very impressed with his organisational ability. I've worked with him on this committee, and I can find nothing but praise for him. Don't forget the food stores are open, as well as the people that are selling the merchandise. Please give generously, because without their support, we've got ourselves absolutely nothing. Righto, the red helmeted rider now coming into places. Justin Sedgeman, Tai Woffinden 108.
He's in
the
blue.
White helmeted rider of Declan Colleen and the yellow helmet of Daniel Winchester up against the safety fence. As the riders now lining up, our steward here tonight is doing a fabulous job. We went crooked a little bit at the beginning of the night, but he stuck to his guns, and he's doing a good job. He's going to buy us a beer at the end of the night.
2 beers. Dan Winchester. Off
right
the
in the hands
outside.
of the starter now, and away they jump out. A good start that time, one time from Winchester. Look at Tai Woofie up on the outside, thundering there. Oh, lost a bit of ground. Oh, Daniel Winchester out. He water cut off there as the red helmeted rider takes the lead, and that is going very well indeed. Justin Sedgeman. And please, going very hard indeed. Then back the Tai Woofie, then the white helmeted rider coming in, Declan Colleen, and bringing up the rear. Unfortunately for this young man in yellow is Dan Winchester, who got balked pretty solidly at the halfway mark now. 2 down and 2 to go. Red out in front, Justin Sedgeman and Tai Woofie. But remember, all you've got to do is wait to get yourself into the final, and then all bets are off. It is then the big money race. Out of turn 4, the yellow flags out. 1 lap to go here at Pinjar. Sedgeman out in front, back to Tai Woofie in second place, and in third place the number 14 rider of Declan Colleen. But the red helmeted rider, young Justin Sedgeman, will come out of turn number 4, and that is a fantastic ride for the young man. He has gone across the line in 1 minute 1.482. Justin Sedgeman first, Tai Woffinden second on the machine number 2 in blue, and in third place number 14 in blue, Declan Colleen. 1.482. The fast lap was for Justin was a 15.267 as we now move to heat number 14. And the riders are red helmeted rider Cooper Royden in machine number 2, in white in 8, Matt Marston in yellow, Kane Lawrence number 11, and in blue number 13, Declan Knowles. And well, this event is running like clockwork, and we're making sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck you've had at Pinjar for a long, long time. And it's the start of a lot of big things to come your way.
Sedgeman needed points in that last one, Con, because you might remember in the last event he was leading and then had engine problems in his last event and dropped out and finished 4th. So he's grabbed a big fistful of 3s there, and you've got to be in that top 4 to absolutely qualify for the final.
Right in the hands of the starter now. The green lights are about to go out, and the tapes jump up, and a good start that time from the yellow helmeted rider, but the rider in the red very quickly, and there's Cooper Royden. He's a good hard rider. He's got a bit of a tiger in his tank. 4 wide as they thunder into the main straight. Out of turn number 4, absolutely burning up the raceway. As Cooper Royden out in front, back the yellow rider Kane Lawrence, and this is a great spectacle here at the moment. The great Australian speedway sport is alive and well at Pinjar. Out of turn number 4 at the halfway mark, the racer is Cooper Royden. Back in second place, Kane Lawrence. Then back to Declan Knowles. Bringing up the rear is Matty Marsden, but he's right on the JOB. But the yellow flag comes out. 1 lap to go here at beautiful Pinjar Park. Down past our broadcast position. Plenty of action here on the raceway as the red helmeted rider Cooper Royden going well. Back in second place and doing it well is Kane Lawrence. Then Declan Knowles and Matt Marsden. But here's the checkered flag awaiting, ladies and gentlemen. And it is number... Cooper Royden on machine number 2 across the line first. Kane Lawrence in second place in yellow, and in third place Declan Knowles, and the time was 1 minute 5. Would you believe that? 1 minute 5.769. So the time a little bit slower as the next race comes out is heat number 15. In blue number 3, Cameron Heats. In yellow number 5, Frank Smart. White number 10, Ryan Douglas. And red number 16, Luke Colleen. Wow. It is going like clockwork here as the riders are in the hands of the starter. We'll talk to Graham at the end of this race because the riders are right on the JOB and getting ready once again to go racing here in the Woffinden Classic for 2023. and plenty of action. Non-stop speedway action is what we've come for, and exactly what we're getting. A big bang for our buck, because number 3 rider comes up, Cameron Heaps, once, and he does a bit of gardening on the start-finish line. And I remember when Gavin was a young kid, he saw at the Glyn Taylor one night, he said, "What are you digging for, Glyn?"
Digging his way to China.
And I said to Graham the other day, if you ever get oil, we'll share it, mate. But here we are now, getting on the line and ready to go. Cam Heaps just getting his composure together, and Graham Headington calling them into place. The starters ready to go. Tapes jump up, and again very quickly indeed the machine number 10, Ryan Douglas, takes the lead. Back to the blue helmeted rider of Cam Heaps in second place, then the red helmeted rider of Luke Colleen. A brilliant speedway race here at the moment, but moving into the main straight now. This man on the white helmet is going very well is Ryan Douglas, machine number 10. Back in second place in the red helmeted rider Luke Colleen. Then we find Cam Heaps, the halfway mark. Now Heaps is absolutely burning out of turn 4, halfway, 2 down and 2 to go. The race is absolutely a firecracker, and this young man has really got himself into stride as he jumps on the back wheel. The yellow flag comes out. 1 lap left to go at Pinjar, and the hearts are thumping big time here at the moment. Out of turn number 4, then the red helmeted rider there of Luke Colleen riding for absolute survival as they move down the back straight the last time. The checkered flag, the double checkered flag that time, as we see him come out of this. Ryan Douglas first, in second place Luke Colleen on machine number 16, then Cameron Heaps in third place, and the time minutes was 1 minute 2.035. It's over to Graham now, who has our next guest.
Sedgeman, you're having a ball out here. You just beat Tai Woffinden in the last heat you're in.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I was a bit disappointed. My second ride, my kill switch come off. So, yeah, nothing to blame, but unfortunate. So, no, it seems to be going pretty good. I've never rode here before, as I said before, and, yeah, no, it's a good track.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I see you're doing a lot of your own work on the bike. That's putting extra pressure on you.
Yeah, Tai wants this all wrapped up pretty quick, and I'm like, oh, don't have a mechanic, but my girlfriend's actually helping me, and it's pretty fun.
Well, it looks like you're working as a good team, so well done and keep going.
Right,
yeah, thank you.
Dakota Ballantyne red at number 9, number 15 Dale Wood in yellow against the fence. Then we find Jack McDermott in 5, and blue helmeted rider of Jamon Lidsey. In the hands of the starter. Again, these races are going about a minute 3, 59 seconds to a minute 3, so very smooth, very slick. The racetrack, thanks very much to RCA Civil, who've done a wonderful job in helping us to prepare the track. And here we are once again, ready to go racing. As the tapes jump up and the rider in the blue helmet rider, Jamon Lidsey. Well, he's got a beautiful style, as I said earlier in the program.
Smooth.
He looks very smooth behind the handlebars now. He throws the bike off the end of the back straight, comes out of turn number 4, thunders down the main straight, back in second place. The red helmet is Dakota Ballantyne. Then we find the yellow helmeted rider of Dale Wood and Jack McDermott bringing up the rear. Getting close to the halfway mark, and at this moment, Jamon Lidsey looks very good. This young man is was a world under-21 Speedway champion. The out in front, Dakota Ballantyne, a former West Australian, in second place. Then in third place, Dale Wood, and then we find Jack McDermott. The yellow flag comes out. 1 lap left to go at Pinjar. Jamon Lidsey out in front, doing it very well indeed. Second place, Dakota Ballantyne, then Dale Wood, Jack McDermott. And this young man has absolutely stolen the march. He's a good 30 metres in front. He'll come out of turn number 4, and put your hands together for him, Pinjar. A very good race, and Ballantyne in second place. Then we find Dale Wood in third, and the time was 1 minute 1.557. And I'd like to welcome here tonight Mr. Des Ferris, the Chief Architect for the State Government, and he's enjoying the Speedway and really looking forward to it as we now move over into the pits, and Graham has another guest for us to meet.
Cooper Jordan, first time over here in WA. You got 7 points. How are you enjoying it?
Really good. Ty's done an awesome effort. The club put on this meeting, so track's prime, really good. So, and yeah, 7 points, can't complain.
Now this is your first time in WA, isn't it?
Yeah, first time, long journey over, but no, it's good, being looked after here, so definitely be coming back.
Well, keep on going, you're doing a lovely job, and it's great to have you over here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Graham Sinden there with Cooper Riordan all the way from Victoria. He does say it's a long way, but I reckon a further way would be Con Mygrove's 30 metres. I would hate to run your 30 metres because it's more like 130. I reckon you just drop the 100 off the front is what you do. But it was a brilliant ride by Jamon Lidsey, wasn't it?
Mate,
wasn't it sensational?
You're only going to give me $1 of the 1,000 you got. You're a hard man. Now I know why you're the speaker in the House.
That's so very true as the sidecars are out here.
Good on you, mate.
People who you call friends, I don't know. Sidecars out tonight. And folks, if you think tonight is a huge night, and it is a huge night, and congratulations to everybody who's put it together. And I know it's been hard work, but Con, you've run the Australian Sidecar Championship at Claremont back in the days, and they were always huge nights. So we've got 2 huge nights coming up here at Easter, with the Australian title back in Western Australia for the first time in about 20 years. So 2 nights of racing, Saturday night, Sunday night. Easter, be here for that Australian Sidecar Championship.
Hey, Grant, wouldn't it be good if we could get the God Squad back, Glenn Nathan O'Brien and Mark Drew, because Mark Drew's still riding in the drags.
He's
and
ridden here a couple of times.
I know. So wouldn't it be good? And then you give Reckless Russell.
Reckless Russell's out there.
Yeah, I know. He's still going. He's as old as time, but he's doing a damn good job as he moves into to line now.
A fine rider.
And a very clever motorcycle
engineer.
builder.
Yep, we've lost one of our team, but we've lost the Bishops, but we're ready to go over 4 laps. And Liptrot and Thomas, see if they can keep their record intact tonight. They've hit the lead there through turn 1, trying to get around the outside of the Fuster brothers, young Jack and Adam. They've moved into 2nd position. Slot nicely underneath there and grabbed 2nd place away from the 67 bike that's out there. That might be, well, I'm trying to work out who would be riding the 67. Perhaps it is Nash and Shield, but we'll wait and have a look as they go by, because they don't look familiar to me. But down the main straight once again, Liptrot and Thomas from the Fusters, then Mitchell and Locke. Is that Big Wenny?
Liptrot's leading.
Yeah, Liptrot is leading from Jack Fuster, and then back to Russell Mitchell. Could it be that Adam Wen has brought the 67 bike along and is out there with, well, I don't know who it might be.
It might be a ringer.
It could be Nathan Gajic who's doing the swinging. It is Adam Wen. It is Wenny.
When's he going to race?
There's a lot of jokes we can make about this. Liptrot and Thomas take the win from the Fusters, then back to Russell Mitchell, Drew Locke. And I'm going to go with Wen and young Nathan Gajic finishing in 4th place. So
when will I see you again?
Yes.
Right.
I bet you couldn't sing the national anthem as well as Matty Williamson. That was beautiful, wasn't it?
I have you know that.
I bet you can sing.
Well, do you know something?
Yeah.
You know that I'm in the choir with Dennis Wolf.
Oh,
Russell's daddy,
Russell's
and
dad.
we're pretty good.
Yeah,
yeah, we're the lolly singers.
What are you? Bass baritone?
I don't know what I am. I'm just enjoying myself.
Out come the outlaw carts, and I'm going to slide out of this seat and put the headphones on Paul Radajak as we go to Graham Sinden in the pits.
Jamon Lidsey, you're having a ball out here tonight. You've just beaten the 1 minute mark, and I understand you picked up $1,000 bonus cash for that.
Yeah, beautiful. You know, I didn't start the night off the way I like to. You know, I ended up on the ground, but you know, I bounced back and, yeah, just making it happen from now. But there's still a couple more races left, so, yeah, got to keep going.
Now, this is your first ride back from a broken wrist in the Australian titles. Is that not giving any bother?
You know, yeah, as you said, this is my first one back. You know, I just want to have a bit of bike time before I head back overseas. So, you know, it's a bit sore. This is the first time I've ridden since it, so, you know, that was the expected. But need to get a bit of bike fitness back and then, yeah, head back in a month's time and get into it.
That's great to have you here for the Woffinden Classic.
No worries. Yeah, thank you everyone for the support. You know, Tai calling me to come over, and you know all the other boys supporting. And
right,
thanks to everyone for coming out here tonight. Great turnout.
Kyle
and yeah,
Sanders
cheers.
Getting the race lead in there for the 2 spot. Looks like it's the Ryan Vanderlinden machine as the 60 of Lee Redmond starts his find away through the inside groove there as Smoking Joe Chalmers is on the outside as he looks to battle with Sanders. He paralysing burst of speed as he opens up a little gap there to Saunders. Saunders fighting back on that inside line as Redmond now really cementing himself up into the 4. Indy Perry doing well in 5 as she goes under there, Lee Redmond. But it's Smoking Joe Chalmers leading this one comfortably as they come in and out of the final turn as they've got a little spinner down in turns number 1 and 2. It is the 64 machine there, which is Doug Barclay as he looped it round. We're going to pick him up at the restart. Joe Chalmers looking to get another heat race win here tonight for the demonstration of the West Coast Outlaw Carts. Remember, you can find these guys on Facebook as the green flag waves, and it is Joe Chalmers going to the front. Here is a look up the inside there of Saunders. That's Redmond. These two have been the pick of the bunch tonight as Saunders goes back into that 3rd place. But it is Joe Chalmers across the line, another one in the book. Redmond trying to find that low line to his advantage as Cameron Scroop finally starts to make his presence felt. A little bit of contact there with Saunders. That unsettled the cart and allowed Scroop to get through up into the P2. P3, but it is your race leader, Chalmers, working a much higher line. That's opened up the door for Redmond on the inside groove. Redmond now being challenged, Chalmers on the outside. They're about to get the checkered flag. Who's it going to be? It's close. Redmond by a nose. Chalmers in there for the 2. I think Indy Perry just holding off a fast Kai Scroop and then going back there to Saunders in the 5.
Good on you, Paul. Great call, mate. And just got from Linda Russell, the old boys are here. There's Jimmy Phillips, I said to him earlier, Kevin Russell, Kenny Greedy, Ross McNichol, young Butchie Madden, and looks like it might be in there, the Reverend Father Bob O'Leary's here. I saw him in the crowd. So good to see you, Linda, and I'm really pleased that you are enjoying the night. And our little call, we're trying to keep you up to date with everything that's happening in the world of this wonderful night of Speedway. We now have Paul in the crowd, and he's about to say good day to someone.
Thanks, Con. I'm here with Matt, who's sitting here by the hills. You enjoying the night?
Great, thanks.
Any riders that you've been keeping an eye on?
Everyone's really doing a great job, and we've just been supporting the locals as best we can. Everyone has just been doing an awesome job.
The sport's the way to go, ain't it?
Certainly.
Looks like Paul Keogh.
Do you enjoy the rest of the night?
Thank you.
It's a beautiful night, Con, and thank you very much to Paul out in the crowd there. Hope wherever you're enjoying the meeting from, wherever you might be around this beautiful planet that we live on, that you're enjoying speedway racing from Perth in Western Australia, Pinjar Park on the west coast. We've got a beautiful Saturday night. We've got 4 more heats to come in the this year's version of the Rob Woffinden Classic. Some of the boys who are chasing points, Dan Winchester will be desperately chasing points. I reckon Connors will be Matty Marsden. Ryan Douglas, pretty much there and thereabouts, but he needs points as well. Cooper Riordan's in the mix. Justin Sedgeman just about backed himself into the 4, I think. Dakota Ballantyne, some work to do, along with Luke Colleen. I'll just get through a couple more and we'll go to Graham in the pits. Cameron Heaps, pretty much there. Jamon Lidsey, I'd say, is there. Tai Woffinden, I'd say, is there. Declan Knowles needs points, as does Jack McDermott, Frank Smart, Kane Lawrence and Declan Colleen.
Well,
so
it's very good.
Still a lot in the mix. Graham Sinden.
We're going to say good day to Graham with former WA champion.
Go, Graham.
Lee Redmond, you're back into a little outlaw kart for the first time. You've been driving late models, sprint cars, speed cars, solos, and now outlaws. What's that all about?
I just want to be back on a bike track, mate. I'm probably too old to be in a car, so sorry, on a bike. So yeah, no, it's nice to be. I feel a bit at home actually, if I'm being honest. It's track's fantastic. What Ty and Marshall and the club's done here has been fantastic. So nice to have some fun, and yeah, big shout out to the Pete family for letting me run their car tonight. It was nice to get a call and still know we can do okay.
I heard some people on the gate call you God when you came through, so it's a big privilege to talk to you here.
That was
I don't know where that come from, mate, but yeah, it was quite, made the boys in the car laugh anyway, yeah. I think it's probably a bit warmer where I'm going.
So driving the car, is that dissimilar to driving a sprint car?
There's comparisons, definitely, like it definitely wings in to the corner, and there's not really a lot of midget stuff that I can, apart from being obviously on the wheel, but yeah, a little bit of sprint car stuff. It's pretty cool to have a 450 next year because I'm obviously an ex-motocrosser, so yeah, and being on a bike track, I think maybe it's designed.
Great stuff and well done. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Good on you, Graham. Good on you, Lee. Lee has, we've got a couple more posters to give away. We've got young Pork Chop Paul here, and if you come up there and knock on the door, we've got the Reverend Father Terry Dorrington here, but we've got some signed posters from Lee Redmond, and Paul's going to give them out. Just come to the back of the PA, kids or big kids, little kids, as we now...
we can go to Paul.
As a track is getting great, I've got 50,000 people telling me what to do and what not to do, but Graham is out ready, and we're ready to say good day to Paul.
Yes, thanks, Con. I'm here with Lewis, who's enjoying the night's action. Any riders that you've been keeping your eye on?
Oh, I think number 7's got it tonight. He's looking good against Tai. I think he's going to take it.
Great competition that's been between those two.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Who are you with tonight enjoying the action?
I'm with my dad.
Oh, how about that? You know, good father-son time watching the racing?
And my granddad's watching back at home in the UK from Stockton. So there we are.
Shout out to all those in the UK. Have a good night, Lewis.
You too.
Good on you, Grandad.
Hey, Lewis has got a nice cap on, hasn't he? Yeah, black sheep cap.
Talking about an accent like that, Adrian and Johnny McKinlay are here tonight. They're the son of the great hurricane Ken McKinlay.
Yep.
And, of course, young Johnny now is the manager of Honda North, as we now have got some words of wisdom from our master, Matt.
RCA Civil Group have gained a sound reputation for providing quality civil projects throughout Western Australia. Their scope of work includes road shoulder construction and stabilisation, drainage, concreting and asphalting, plus bulk and detailed earthworks. RCA Civil Group, Western Australia's leading civil contractor. Contact RCA Civil Group on 1300 1 Civil.
Kind enough to bring in the points to us, and Grant's about to give you a progressive points in the Woffinden Classic for 2023.
I was trying to take photos of the points. Ryan Douglas is on 10, Jamon Lidsey 9, Justin Sedgeman 9, Tai Woffinden 9, Luke Colleen 9, Cameron Heaps 9, Cooper Riordan 7, Dakota Ballantyne 6, Declan Knowles 6, Matt Marsden 5, Kane Lawrence 4, Dale Wood 4, Dan Winchester on 4, Declan Colleen 2, Frank Smart 2, Colby Mason, who's the reserve for the night, is on 1, Jack McDermott yet to open his account, but just going back to the top there, Con, Ryan Douglas on 10, with all of these people with one ride to come. Only the top 4 can go through to the final. The next group then will contest a semi-final with first and second to join that top 4. So at the moment it's Douglas, Lidsey, Sedgeman, Woffinden, Colleen and Heaps who are the top 6, and only 1 point separating all of them.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Rick Gill, for that information.
Thank you, Grant. And now Paul has got another very interested guest.
Amongst the throng of spectators, I've caught up with Bronson here, who's sitting in the first row. Bronson, how are you enjoying the night's racing?
It's actually really nice, you know. Come through, love the smell of the fuel, love the sound of the bikes. It's a good night out.
Any particular riders that you're hoping to win tonight?
I don't really know any, but I don't know, we'll see.
Just always interested in the action, I guess.
Basically, love motorsports, mate, so I don't know, what else can I say?
The passion never dies. Enjoy the racing.
Will do, thank you very much.
Good on you, Paul, doing a good job in the crowd. Graham's doing a great job in the pits. And just to let you know that next week, the 60th running of the Australian Sprint Car Speedway Championship will be held at the Motorplex and on Kwinana Beach. Wednesday night, the 8th, then on Saturday night, the 10th, Friday night, the 10th, and then the 11th on the Saturday night. There are over 100 vehicles going to be here for both titles. It's going to be big, and Graham's got some more news.
Well, here I am in the pits. There's a hive of activity around the number 45 sidecar. They're changing a few jets, probably because of the moisture and the heat in the air. They've just changed to put a new tyre on the back. I think they've picked up a gearing on there. The fairing's off, as you can see. We've got a fan blowing onto the radiator. So they'll have this bike in ship-shop shape in a moment for the next heat. But as you can see, there's no rest for the wicked at the sidecar boys in between heats.
Right, thanks very much, Graham, as we now go to Grant. Oh, no, it's a con. It's Daniel Winchester in red from position 1. Blue, Matt Marsden. In yellow, Ryan Douglas. And white is Dale Wood. As we've had the progressive points, and already we can see some very interesting trend coming into this race. And big Daniel Winchester, the winner of the big $5,000 here at the Motor Pinjar last year. Matt Marsden, a young man who is carving his reputation in the world of speedway. It's a tough game, as we all know, and as they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And the 15 bike of Dale Wood, the yellow Ryan Douglas. Up goes the tapes once again, and the brilliant start from Ryan Douglas as he leads them into the turn right off position 4. On the outside, where Angels fear to tread, absolutely in total command as he comes out of turn number 4. The track is like a billiard table, beautifully presented, and this young man, he's looking good. Ryan Douglas, Dan Winchester, back to Matt Marsden and Dale Wood. Plenty of action here at the Pinjar Speedway, but Ryan Douglas looking very well indeed, and judging by this crowd tonight, the sport is very much alive and alive in the Golden West as Ryan Douglas leads Daniel Winchester from Matt Marsden and Dale Wood. The yellow flag comes out. 1 lap left to go here at Pinjar Speedway. And foaming engine mechanical problems, Ryan Douglas has got this race absolutely shot to pieces as he comes down, and with Winchester in second place, and in third place was Matty Marsden. But a good ride that time as the young man goes across the line on the back wheel, and the time of 1 minute 2.421. And talking about, as I said earlier, people are doing a fabulous job. I've got to congratulate David Cheshire, former WA Speedway champion. In fact, he was 16 years of age when he won the title at Claremont all those years ago. I had plenty of hair in those days, and he had a beautiful set of hair because he was absolutely a rock star in his own right on that particular day. So here we have the 18 is Heat Hammer rated blue, number 2 Cooper Rodden, 7 Justin Sedgeman, red 9 Dakota Ballantyne, and 16 in yellow is Luke Colleen. They're in the hands of the starter, and we're now getting to the pointy end of this particular program. And believe you me, it is just to get to the final, and then the final is the one that'll pay the big bucks. 6 riders over 6 grueling laps of this man-made hell up here at the beautiful Pinjar Speedway. As I said, 40 minutes from the centre of our beautiful capital of Perth, Western Australia. Cooper Royden in the blue helmet into position. The white helmeted rider, Justin Sedgeman, still to come in. Luke Colleen in yellow still to come in, as to the red helmeted rider of Dakota Ballantyne. We saw Graham interview him just a while ago. And here they are now, beautifully in position. Tapes go up, and a very quick start from the white, Justin Sedgeman. Now, he is a hell of a racer. I can tell you there's some big things about to come his way as he moves down the back straight. It's Justin Sedgeman out in front, back in second place and going very well indeed. The yellow helmet rider of Luke Colleen. Then we find back to Cooper Royden and Dakota Ballantyne. But it's Justin Sedgeman looking very relaxed, if you can be relaxed, behind the handlebars at the halfway mark. 2 down and 2 to go here at Pinjar Park. And as I say, the track is an absolute credit to RCA Civil in Western Australia, who've done such a fabulous job, as to the group of Benco. But this time out, the yellow flag comes out. It'll be Justin Sedgeman, back to Luke Colleen and Dakota Ballantyne. So Sedgeman in the white helmet, he is absolutely in devastating form. He's about 30 metres in front of the second place men. Luke Colleen in yellow in second place, and in third place Dakota Ballantyne. And that's the way they finish. And the time of 1 minute 2.025 hundredths of a second. Very good time indeed. And believe you me, the action just never ever stops here at Pinjar as we move to heat number 19 here at the Pinjar Speak. And Graham has got a guest for us.
Russell Mitchell, former Australian sidecar champion and multiple Western Australian champion. You're in the twilight of your career. You're up against all these young blokes. What's the experience like for you in the Woffinden Classic?
Oh, mate, I wish my bike could go properly. I've got a big airlock in it, I think, and it's just too hot to try and get it fixed. We put a new set of cams in during the week, and we haven't really got it tuned, so she's running like shit. But we're enjoying it. You know, it is what it is, and such a good meeting getting it all through, but it doesn't leave you a lot of time to cool things down. And so we're going to throw a heap of fuel at it and see if that goes well. It's not our night tonight, so if we bugger up, it's all good.
Thanks very much, Russell.
Have a good one.
Strap an ice bag.
Thanks so much, mate. Yes.
Yep.
As number 3, Cameron Heats in red. Number 6, Jaden Lidsey in yellow. 108 back there to blue of Tai Woffinden. 13, Declan Knowles. Heat number 19. One more heat to go. And then the top 6 riders go into the final. 2 more riders will go out and also qualify. But at the moment, after this race, we'll talk to Grant, who will give a little bit of an upgrade on the points, because they say the interest has got to kept very much as the riders now getting themselves into position. Tai Woffinden, 108, 3 times World Speedway champion. Lives up on the coast to the north of this particular venue when he's in Australia.
Yep.
And then we have number 6, Jaden Lidsey in the yellow, back into position now. So they all look pretty positioned for me. And tapes go up, and look at it, great. Jaden Lidsey's absolutely brilliant out that gate. But who is smooth as silk, and that's Tai Woffinden as they thunder down the back straight once again. The young man, Jamon Lidsey, drills trailer hard, but Woffinden high on the bank as he moves down with 1 lap down and 3 to go. And the young man burning up the raceway. That is brilliant. That is and working hard behind the handlebars. Tai Woffinden and doing it along pretty well. As now we find Jason Lidsey, Jason Woffinden in the white helmet now. But he looks pretty relaxed behind the handlebars, as I said earlier. Next time around, they'll get the yellow flag. 1 lap to go. Woofy out in front, back to Jay and Lidsey in second place, as this is a virtual match race between these 2 men. But Tai is the boss. He is the boss with a capital B as he thunders down the back straight, throws the bike sideways and into the main straight. The checkered flag comes out. Tai Woffinden across the line. Jamon Lidsey in second place, and in third place was Declan Knowles. And whilst I've got this opportunity, I'd like to say g'day to Kelvin Tatum. Kelvin is a former world long track champion, rode for me at Claremont Speedway. He now does the commentary on the World Speedway Grand Prix, and I had a little note from him this morning, which was quite nice, saying it's wish you all the best for tonight, Con, and that's great. So to our dear friend in England, Kelvin Tatum, a long track racer, a wonderful speedway rider, and what a tremendous job he's doing in the Speedway Grand Prix. 1 minute 1.914. The winner was number 108, Tai Woffinden in blue. Second yellow, Jamon Lidsey on 6. And third was number white, 13. And that was Declan Knowles. 111.914. Heat number 20, Frank Smart in 5 in red. Then we have the blue helmeted rider of Declan Colleen, the white helmet rider of Kane Lawrence, and the yellow of Jack McDermott. This is the final qualifying heat, and then we have a sudden death final, and before we go to the other guys, the pits after, we're going to go to Grant for the points as the tapes jump up now. Well, we might have had a bit of a slow start to this night, but by gee, we've made up for it now as they come down the back straight, locked together. Brilliant speedway racing here. The blue helmeted rider out in front, that's Declan Khalid. He loses now to the yellow rider. No, it's not, it's the blue rider that time. Kane Lawrence has grabbed the lead. Then back to Colleen, back to Frank Smart, Jack McDermott doing a good job as the night's gone on. The race leader, Kane Lawrence, out in front. This could be a boil-over win for him as Lawrence leads out in front. Next time through, they'll get the yellow flag for the one lap to go. So here we go, a bit of a bump there, but he's thundering down the back straight once again. Kane Lawrence, Declan Colleen, the veteran of... and he looks like his bike's gone. Can you believe that? They always go well before they stop. But what a heartache for the young man as Declan Colleen now grabs the lead. All speedway can be a cruel sport at times. Back to Frank Smart in second place, and in third place is Jack McDermott, but they come out of turn number 4. The checker flag goes to Declan Colleen. The time was 1 minute 4.797. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the qualifying. Now we've got Grant Woodhams, who's been up in studio number 5, and he's going to bring us back to date with all of the upgraded points as the 250s come up. So go for it, Grant.
I'll just give you some upgraded points. We'll put Ryan Douglas into the final. We'll put him in there with Tai Woffinden, Jamon Lidsey and Justin Sedgeman at this point. They will be your top 4. Sedgeman, Lidsey, Douglas and Woffinden.
They're the top 4.
They will be the unofficial top 4 at this point.
Right, so the 250s are on the racetrack now.
250s are out there. We got from the inside, red Hunter Mason, then the blue, which Mitchell McDermott, yellow Lincoln Metcalf, the green here on the outside. We've got hands in the air.
Hands in the air.
Yep. We got a restart. What's going on here? We've got Trevor Dossett and then Xander Smith ready to go. 4 laps for the 250s. McDermott and Metcalf come out side by side. Metcalf going to look to go around the outside of McDermott. Doesn't happen for him. Well, it gets the wick wound up nice and tight as they charge through into 3 and 4. But Metcalf, the bike way too high, and leaves himself stranded up there, which means that McDermott probably going to run away with this one. And where is Lincoln Metcalf? Is he back in the mix? It's a long way back. So Mitchell McDermott has got this one well and truly sorted out from Hunter Mason. Sweeps around the outside, does Lincoln Metcalf, goes around the outside of Hunter Mason. But the horse has bolted. The horse left the stables a long time ago. Mitchell McDermott through 3 and 4 beautifully. Looks like GP rider, doesn't he, Con Migro? Because this boy has really got the future in front of him. He's not even 16 years old, still at school. All these fellas are. Lincoln Metcalf running second, Hunter Mason third. But bring him on home, ladies and gentlemen, the 250s. Mitchell McDermott, fabulous run. Lincoln Metcalf second, Hunter Mason in third. And then it was Trevor Dossett. And the X Factor, Xander Smith, finishes in 5th.
Hey, Grant, before you go on with it, I just got another note from a couple of beautiful-looking girls. There's Linda Russell. I couldn't believe that Kevin Russell's got such beautiful-looking daughter.
Go on.
She just says, hold back. She says, we're all having a blast, and you guys are doing a top job. Say thank you, Linda. Oh, we like that.
We do.
Now, give us the up-to-date points, mate. Oh, come on.
Knocking on the door.
Oh, my God.
They want to get in. They might be those girls you're talking about, Con. Let us into the studio. See
an old age creep up on them.
Wait till they see who we are. But, yep, so I reckon we've got a chance we can go to the pits. And Graham Sinden.
Well, Mitch McDermott's just come in from a ride. What a fine ride as well. This young man is Australian 250cc champion, Victorian champion and WA champion, and here you are riding in the Woffinden Classic event, albeit in the 250s. Well done.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's an awesome night. Great turnout from the crowd, but yeah, I'm glad I could put on a show and yeah, ride real good.
Now, does it give you any boost when you're riding amongst the calibre of the riders here in the 500s?
Yeah, it gives me a real boost. Like, I feel really good riding around and just awesome. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Rod Slater, Road and Race for getting the bikes ready, Tai for helping out in the shed and everywhere else, Mum and Dad, Andy Heaps, and yeah, it was a good night. Thank you.
Now, how old are you now, and when can you ride a 500?
I'm 14, so I'll be riding a 500 in next year, March. So about next year, 2 years, kind of like that.
All right, well, best wishes, wonderful riding, and keep it good, boys.
Hey, Grant, when I was a young guy going to school, I remember I said to my boss one day about something, and he said, "Well, I wish it was Friday night for the Speedway." And he said, "Be careful, you wish your life away. Soon you'll be 21, then you'll be 40." And I passed them by a country mile.
It's good that you could, and I didn't know that they had school when you were a kid, but you know, we'll leave that alone. Well, hey, let's take a look at the points after the end of all the qualifiers. And we'll go through the top four. We were right, Con. Ryan Douglas is your top qualifier from Queensland on 13. Then back to Justin Sedgeman out of Victoria on 12. Tai Woffinden, we will claim he was one of our own. He's on 12. On 11 is Jamon Lidsey. They are the automatic qualifiers. They're the top four.
Repeat that again,
Ryan Douglas, Justin Sedgeman, Tai Woffinden and Jamon Lidsey. So they're your top four. They're straight through to the final. Let's follow then in points order. Luke Colleen, Cameron Heaps, Dakota Ballantyne and Cooper Riordan. I don't know if they're starting 4 or 6 in the semi, but they will definitely be your starters. Luke Colleen, Cameron Heaps, Dakota Ballantyne and Cooper Riordan. Just outside those 4, Dan Winchester and Matty Marsden. So it is such a tight competition, isn't it? I mean, we've seen boys win all night and still not capable of getting through to the final.
Yeah, well, you know, we saw last week in the state title, remember, a rider who went well throughout the night, and when he came to the final, a DNF, and it was all over by the race. So it just shows you that you have to finish first, you've got to finish. Now we go back to Graham, and who's got a special guest for us.
Marshall McDermott, you must be thrilled to see this meeting going the way it's going.
Yeah, mate, I am. All the people on the, on the banks and all that. It's, it's like being back at Claremont in a little bit, with everyone here and enjoying the Speedway, mate. It's great. Couldn't ask for a better night.
Well, there's been some sensational racing. The meeting's flowing on nice and fast. We should get people home nice and early. Tell me a little bit about the track. Steve Sutherland's put a lot of work into this, hasn't he?
Yeah, mate, if you said he put a lot of work in, that would be an understatement. Mate, the bloke, I don't know how he fits 150 hours into a day, but he does. He's done a fantastic job. As you can see, the track is absolutely on point.
Well, he did give us $1,000 bonus for anyone that can break 1 minute barrier. That's already gone off because of the track, so he's just cost himself $1,000.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was hoping he was going to cost himself $1,000 because he put so much work in it. I'm pretty sure he wanted to break.
Are you surprised, Tai? Well, he's on the pace, but Jamon Lidsey beat him in one heat there.
Mate, Jamon, Sedgy, all these guys, like we said in the lead-up, how heavy hitters they are. Now everyone gets to witness how actually good these guys are.
Yeah. And, of course, your own young bloke, we've just interviewed him. He's a hot shot.
Let's not say that too much, mate. Pump his tyres up during the week. There's enough of that stuff.
Well, he's Australian champion, Victorian champion, WA champion, and here he is. He's performing like a veteran.
Yeah, I think the Rob Woffinden takes a cake over all those that have done it.
So what's next? We're going to plan another one of these for next year. We'll have a bit more time to plan it, huh?
Yeah, well, we had a very short 5 weeks to get this one on the way, and the club, mate, the club were absolutely fantastic. They were really helpful, and helpful is an understatement, mate. They really got behind us. Everything, I can't say enough about how much work the club and committee really put into getting this show and helping us.
Now, I understand we're going to sell the race jackets that these riders are riding for $100. So they'll be in the bar. If you want to pick up one of those, go to the bar and order one, put your name alongside of the rider you want, and then we're going to auction off Tai's race jacket in the bar at the end of the night.
Yeah, mate, and the end of the night aren't that far away, so he's going to, the race jacket that he's riding in, that's the one he's going to rip off of the bar, and they're going to auction that bang straight away.
All right. And I remind the crowd there's 2 bars here. In fact, you've got another bar up in the top end of the circuit.
Yeah, mate, it's come together really well. Taylor and Lottie put a huge effort in, getting it all sorted, set up. Everyone, we did have a couple of things, think generators run out of fuel and pie warmers not working properly and all these things, but you get all that in the first job, mate. So you just battle through.
Well, as race director, that all falls on your big, broad shoulders, but you've handled it well, and I have to congratulate you and the team that put it together.
Well, mate, you were part of the team, and Con and Neil, and, everyone that got behind it. Obviously, Tai is a huge mover of it. But, mate, you couldn't do it for a better bloke.
Well, thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it. And good luck for the rest of the meeting, which is coming up fast. It's been a beauty, and you've done a great job.
Thanks, mate. Good on you.
Thanks very much, Graham. I just want to, before I go to a break, I just want to say I want to thank Jimmy Phillips, because he said to me a couple of months ago at coffee, he said, Con, get your backside up there and give them a bit of a hand. So thanks, Jimmy. But I'll catch him up later. But now we go to Matty Williamson, who's got some words of wisdom on the super screen.
RCA Civil Group have gained a sound reputation for providing quality civil projects throughout Western Australia. Their scope of work includes road shoulder construction and stabilisation, drainage, concreting and asphalting, plus bulk and detailed earthworks. RCA Civil Group, Western Australia's leading civil contractor. Contact RCA Civil Group on 1300 1 Civil.
Track notice, Jason, grab Grant's mic. I just want to say, during the week we've had a pretty good week. We went down to the guests of the town of Claremont, where we had the museum that was done to honour Claremont Speedway. 23 years later, I told them it should have been done in 1950, not in 2023. But be that as it may, if you've got some visitors from interstate or overseas, go down. It's in Victoria Avenue in Claremont. And this man here, young Jason, did a lot of work to Jason. I thought your work there, and you read a poem, and don't forget I want to copy it. I said to Dennis Nash, I said, I want that read at my funeral. And Dennis said, I'm not going to die. I said, neither am I, but it was so good anyway, mate.
Thanks, Con. It's a bit of an honour coming from you. But yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. They had a nice opening there, and then they had a morning tea the next day, and they've done a great job. At 66 is the address down there. So, go down to Claremont and have a look at it. It's not a huge display, but it's a lot of cool stuff in there. They've got 6 slams crown that he won down there, which is very rare. That a lot of people haven't seen that. And, it sparked a real nerve in the Speedway community, I think, too, that, history isn't forgotten. And people like you, Con, and so many others like Dennis Nash turned up, and John Fenton, and those kind of people. Yeah, it's just great to have them there, and it's not forgotten. It's a history that should never be forgotten, and hopefully it becomes something bigger.
Well, Jason, Knoxville and I were at the American Sprint Car Hall of Fame, which I've been to on numerous occasions. They have a slogan, preserve the past to ensure the future. And I was talking about 6 Slam. When West Australia celebrated its 150th anniversary, myself and the Claremont Speedway Company, we purchased a slab, and it's in St George's Terrace. So if anyone's walking down the terrace around not far from the Parmelia Hilton, have a look at it, because there is a slab that we bought to honour the late Greg Sig Slam. And his brother Cyril was a leading barrister here in Perth, but Sig unfortunately died at 23 years. A tragedy for the sport in West Australia, but by gee, what a sensation to think that we are now nearly 100 years later and we're still talking about him. Thanks for your contribution tonight. Thanks for everything. And I'm now going to Graham, who's about to say a few words about what's going on over there.
Declan Clean, you just picked up a handy 3 points there. How's your night going? Because you're not far. Last week you had a bit of an injury. Where are you at?
Well, yeah, obviously, like you said, that injury isn't helping, but, it is what it is. I've been struggling with the setup a bit tonight, spinning up a bit, but, it's good to get those 3 points in. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Like, can't do too much else. Good night. Good to be here with all the boys. Riding. Good experience.
Now, you've just had a pin taken out of your femur, 2-3 weeks ago. Is that giving you any bother?
Yeah, most of the night I was all right, but there was a bit of a hole coming into the third corner. Hit that, jolted it a bit, but obviously had that crash last weekend at the state title, and we're just gonna keep up with the physio and see how we go. But from now on, I'm just gonna keep building from that and see, work on it.
Well, keep on it and best wishes.
Declan Colleen with Graham Sindon. Con, this is the solo semi-final. First two across the line into the grand final. Red, Dakota Ballantyne. Blue, Luke Colleen. White is young Riordan, and then yellow Cameron Heaps.
Right, so that's a very big place. So it gets down to this. First and second go to the final.
Yes, indeed.
And that is the way they're going to be starting here. Dakota Ballantyne, Luke Colleen, Royden and Cam Heats. Cameron Heats went through this program last week.
Undefeated.
And now tonight he is fighting for survival. Will he make the final? Who will be the first two across the plate as the green flags and the tapes are up, and a great start from Cameron Heats. That time as we find him very quickly on the outside with the white helmeted rider of Royden. He wants to get there too as they thunder down the back straight. A sudden death final here to get into the final as one lap has been concluded as the white helmeted rider of Royden back there in second place. The 16 rider of Luke Colleen, then Cameron Heaps and Dakota Ballantyne. They move down the back straight once again. Plenty of action here at Pinjar Speedway. Four men desperately trying hard as they can. Royden out in front. Colleen in second place. Cameron Heaps. Will Cameron Heaps miss the cut? That's the big burning question as they move down the back straight. The yellow flag goes to the flag marshal's hands. Cooper Ryan back from Luke Colleen. Cameron Heaps is in more trouble than the early settlers as they go down into the top turn for the last time. Down the back straight. Again, we've got Royden out in front. Colleen in second place and Cameron Heaps is in third. But here is Pinjar. Put your hands together. Across the line goes Cooper Ryan. Back to Luke Colleen. Cameron Heaps, Dakota Ballantyne. Holy dolly, 3 Hail Marys and past the ammunition. The time was 1 minute 3.21. 1 minute 3.21, and Cooper Royden and Luke Colleen are the two men through. Wow. So there you have it. I would say that Cameron Heaps will be bitterly disappointed, and he'll also probably be a reserve for the final, as now Grant will quickly calculate who will be in the final.
Yeah, well, absolutely, Con. So the final will be the boys, as mentioned previously, Douglas, Woffinden, Sedgeman and Lidsey, those four in there, and they're now added to Luke Colleen and Cooper Riordan. So 6 of them in total as we can go trackside to Graham Sindon with Lukey Colleen.
Luke Colleen, fine ride there in second place. That's enough to get you into the final?
Yeah, gladly.
Now, this is going to be a 6-lap, 6-man final. You've never ridden in one of those before in your life?
No, I think the last time I did 6 riders was the 250 days, but that was still only 4 laps, so this is a different ball game.
Now, how much gas are you going to have left in the tank after 6 laps hard on the gas?
Probably nothing.
All right, get your bike prepared, get ready to get out there in the final and give it heaps. Well done.
Thank you.
Probably nothing.
Right, give us starters and riders, mate.
Yes, certainly. The Fuster brothers, Jack and Adam, they're in red off 1. Then the unbeaten team tonight is Reese Liptrot, Jesse Thomas, blue out of 2. Adam Wen here in the all-black colours of the club with Nathan Gajek, and on the outside here, Russell Mitchell and Drew Lock, and they're away. Oh, really tight start, real scramble there as Liptrot and Thomas get away as we get down the back straight. Liptrot and Thomas in command from Fuster and Fuster. Let's see if those young fellas can get the bike wound up tight. They've gone very wide opened the door for Wen and Gajic. They're not up to it though. And so once again, Liptrot and Thomas down the back straight here at Pinjar Park. Sidecars, 1,000 cc's. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Onto the main straight. Reese Liptrot keeping an unbeaten run extended tonight here at Pinjar Park. A beautiful Saturday night. West coast of Australia, the best place in the world to be, especially for Speedway. Reese Liptrot, Jesse Thomas, they'll see the yellows coming up. Oh, nearly onto the infield. The Fuster brothers get a little bit untidy, have to rejig the bike. The beautifully prepared Clayton Mills outfit, the 45, but running away absolutely like a rocket. Reese Liptrot, Jesse Thomas, bring them on home, folks. They've won another one. Fuster's second, Wen and Gajic in third, and then Russell Mitchell, Drew Locke in fourth place. I think we've got outlaw cards coming up. I'm going to hand over to Paul and see where we can get to. I think this might be your, well, it's one more to go, isn't it? You got one more to go?
What a great race it was, Grant, and I'd say that with Clayton Mills being involved with running the Australian Sidecar Championship next Easter, we're going to see some special racing. And of course, don't forget next week, Wednesday the 8th, Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th, the 60th running of the Australian Sprint Car Speedway Championships, as well as the Australian Formula 500 Championships. Some of the greatest drivers on the planet will be here. World of Outlaw stars, the whole lot of them will be here, and it's just going to be one hell of a show, believe you me. The Perth Motorplex on Kwinana Beach, and we now go to Graham. I'm not deaf and I'm not blind, mate. I can see that. I can't just...
Yeah, we're riding really well. Stoked with that. Track was actually quite good. It was a bit tricky, but it was nice and consistent. Jesse did an awesome job. Bike was unreal. We're stoked.
Jess, riding with Reese must be a real thrill for you. You're doing well, the pair of you. You're a couple of youngsters, really. You've got a big future in front of you.
Thanks for that. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and I've always trusted Reese since day one, so can't really complain about that. And yeah, awesome result tonight, and cheers.
Now, Reese, West Australian title coming up. You've got the Jeff Geddes Memorial and then the Australian Championship. You must be happy with your form.
Yeah, stoked. We stuck to the same bike for the last year and a half now, and we're really happy with how it's running. So yeah, hopefully we can finish off the rest of the season the way we've been going.
Well, pack the bike up, give it a wash, go and have a beer and enjoy your night. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks very much, Graham. And yep, we have just seen the Sidecar boys put on one hell of a show for us, as we now come to Paul, who is all geared up, been drinking a bit of Castrol R and getting his lungs well and truly pumped up, ready for this next big event, which is now going to be, the grand final will be Ryan Douglas of Queensland in red, Tai Woffinden from WA in blue, Justin Sedgeman, Victoria in yellow, then Jamon Lidsey, Victoria, then Cooper Roden in white, Luke Colleen in green. So they're going to be the 6 riders that will be in the final. The John Day boys are just doing a little lap of the circuit. I want to thank them too for coming here tonight, because it's been a big weekend for Speedway. Down at the Bunbury City Speedway tonight, the 360 State Sprint Car Championships is being held, and so half the John Day team has gone down to Bunbury to start the racing there, and the other half have come here to help us celebrate this particular meeting. So it's very good. So Paul is in the crowd. Paul, you've got yourself another guest, and we're looking forward to having a beer with you at the end of the night, mate.
Well, I'm actually down here in the middle of the track, getting set for the big final, along with everyone here that is in the crowd. It's a great atmosphere. The countdown is on to the grand final. Will it be Douglas? Will it be Woffinden? Will it be Riordan, Lidsey, Colleen or Sedgeman that will take out the 2023 Woffinden Classic? Ladies and gentlemen, we certainly hope you've enjoyed the night, and we also want to thank all our sponsors, especially Benco, our major sponsor, that has been a real great supporter of us. So Graham Sinden, he's down in the pits with more scoops. Graham, what have you got for us?
Well, look, the excitement's building up here. The dummy grid is just starting to form up. The heart rate's going up on these riders. This is what it's all about. They're now going to ride in the final. The Woffinden Classic comes to conclusion right after this race. Look at the riders. They're all keyed up. what a wonderful spectacle, and we hope you enjoy this final.
Hey, Graham, but there's going to be one more race after that because we've got the final of the carts that look like sprint cars. They call, you know, if they have a saying with the world of outlaws, if racing was outlawed, only outlaws would race. And I bet you guys say that in your group because you've got a few outlaws in there. You'll see a couple of hard hitters from the Perth Motorpeaks on Kwinana Beach. Graham's already spoken to young Lee Redmond, but there's Smokin' Joe's out there. You've got, Caden, is he out there tonight?
We've also got Indy Perry, who Dave Perry's daughter, who used to run a midget back at
a speed car,
Claremont,
mate. A speed car, yeah.
Yes. And we've also got Kai Scroop out there as well.
Kai had a big feature race win this year.
He has, yes. So it's been very good. Normally you'd see AJ Nash, who runs in the sprint cars. He also
He's racing at Bunbury tonight.
He is racing down at Bunbury tonight. And doing very well, and he has been a stalwart. So he is the current state champion for our open class just a few weeks ago. So plenty of talent have filtered through from the outlaw carts into the Speedway community.
Well, thanks very much for that, Paul. We're just going to break for the super screen to earn us a few dollars, and then we'll come back to Paul, who will give us starters and drivers for the next outlaw kart race.
RCA Civil Group have gained a sound reputation for providing quality civil projects throughout Western Australia. Their scope of work includes road shoulder construction and stabilisation, drainage, concreting and asphalting, plus bulk and detailed earthworks. RCA Civil Group, Western Australia's leading civil contractor. Contact RCA Civil Group on 1300 1 Civil.
The granddaddy of them all, the final of the Woffinden Solo Classic. We have Ryan Douglas, Justin Sedgeman, Tai Woffinden, Jamon Lidsey, Luke Colleen and Cooper Riordan. These are the men. Now remember, this is a 6-lap race and the winner takes the lot, the whole lot. So Grant, who are you going to put your dollars on, mate?
Well, I've had dollars. They're all gone, as you know, Con. They went to Jamon Lidsey earlier in the night for that sub-1 minute race. I'm going to put the money on Lidsey.
Good on you, mate. So there we have a tip from him. I'm going to be very brave. I'm going to go for Tai.
Okay.
Only because I knew Toy since he was a little bitty boy, and he's in his blue helmet. But what a field! It's come down to this. You're right. It's got his bike caught in the front of the.
Young Colleen there.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
he's happy to be there.
Now. And so now they're coming up in the hands. 6 grueling laps on this man-made hell. 500cc Speedway motorcycles and no brakes. That's right. Here we go. The Woffinden Classic away and underway. A brilliant ride from the start from Tai Woffinden. They move down the back straight as 6 men, snarling motorcycles. The red helmeted pikes are coming in there and they're coming out of turn number 4 as we find the red Raven right around in front. Justin Sedgeman, the young Victorian, going well. Back to Ryan Douglas, Jason Lidsey, Tai Woffinden as they move down once again into the top turn in front of the bar. They come out of turn number 4. 2 laps down and 4 to go. The blue helmet of Justin Sedgeman. Back to the number 6 bike there, going along with Jamon Lidsey. Then we find Tai Woffinden trying very, very hard on the outside. We come to the halfway mark now. What is he coming out with? He's made a mistake. It's a 6 lap, 4 laps, fair enough. I thought it was for a minute. 4 laps was correct. So I thought this was the final. So here they go. It's supposed to be the final. They've made a mistake. It was going to be the 6 laps. And what's going on, I don't know. The flag marshal has made a mistake and it's gone across the line. And quite obviously, they never read the script.
Well, I'll be
Well, they made it. This was the final, and it was supposed to be a final of 6 laps, guys. They have not read the program. It was supposed to be 6 laps, was not?
6 laps.
What?
No one told us they'd changed it to 4.
Who changed it? Who did?
No one told us they'd changed it to 4.
Unbelievable. Anyway.
Unbelievable.
Yep. Well, there we are. So it's Justin Sedgeman
takes the win. Can't take it away from him.
In third, 1 minute and 9.62. And in fourth position, Ryan Douglas, Luke Colleen and Cooper Riordan. So we have a new Woofie champion in Justin Sedgeman.
Great ride.
He'll be very happy. Jamon was in second and Tai was third. They're now doing a little bit of Hollywooding for us as they come across the line, and the time was 1 minute and 9.62. So Sedgeman across the line first, second was Lidsey, and in third was Tai Woffinden. So and the time was 1 minute and 9.62. So the riders just very happy about that. So we'll go to Graham in the pits there, who would like to add his saying to that. I know Graham's there, so no, we won't. We'll come back to, looks like Ty's going to burn up a bit of energy on the junior track, just to show, well, why not have a burnout at the end of the night, as the bringing out the dais, the Robbie Woffinden dais, and we'll do the presentations. Paul Persick will be the gentleman that will be doing the presentation tonight. Paul, a great night. It's been lovely working with you once again. I've seen him come up from a very young man and now doing a radio stint on Perth radio during the week, and still keeping his interest and love of Speedway. Good to see you, mate.
Thank you very much, Con. It was an absolute pleasure working with you, and Grant and Graham as well. We've got the presentations coming up, as there's a lot of dust being kicked up in my direction, thanks to Tai Woffinden. Thanks, Tai.
Never.
But as the flatbed trailer makes its way to the track for the top 3, simply sensational race. That top 3 once again, Justin Sedgeman, Lidsey and Tai Woffinden. As we get the top 3 underway.
That's what we said. So there's no one in there? Nope, nope, nope.
Just in case you want to rush off, we'll let you do that, but we do have a 10-lapper for the dirt carts straight after the presentations. Once the dust is settled, and there's quite a bit of dust out there. We'll get Tai. Yep, well done, Tai. And seriously, well done, Tai. Thank you very much from all of us here in Western Australia, from the bottom of our Speedway hearts, for you and everybody that's been involved in putting this meeting together, because I know how important it has been to you over many years, a race, an event that commemorates your father, Rob, and what a fabulous man he was. The Rob Woffinden Classic this year has been won by Justin Sedgeman, and very shortly we'll be able to get onto those presentations.
Isn't it funny? You wonder what sometimes in life brings for you, because when you consider the fact that he got himself invited to race at Claremont all those years ago, and little did he know he would have his son won a world title. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, gents. Here comes the top 3 for the 2023 Rob Woffinden Classic. Let's get straight into it. In third place, he's a 3-time champion, and he's got another podium. Ladies and gentlemen, Tai Woffinden. Tai, unquestionably a superstar here in West Australia and all throughout the world. What's it feel like to grab another podium in this historic event?
Yeah, it's amazing, and you know, it was good to have the boys over here from the East Coast. Great to see a massive crowd here, and like the boys said, don't run off, because we've got the Outlaw carts going out again, and they're good fun to watch, and I might even jump in one later on. We'll see how we go, but yeah, massive thanks to all the staff. You know, we couldn't have done it without the people that have helped us get this show on the road, and all them people know who they are. The boys for prepping up the track the last 3 days, they had this place ripped up like a metre deep and relayed it all, so we had a perfect racetrack for tonight. And yeah, just stoked to be here, and what more can I say? Thanks for coming.
Well, the family, friends and fans are right behind you, Tai Woffinden. Congratulations on 3rd place.
Thanks, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Tai Woffinden. In 2nd place in the 2023 Woffinden Classic, Jamon Lidsey. Jamon, congratulations. Very sporting embrace there with Tai. Jamon, a job well done from you against very, very strong competition, not just here from WA, but also around Australia and around the world. What's it like to race against some of the best?
Yeah, you know, it's always great, and to be up here at the end of the night, it's always good. You know, Tai's obviously a world-class rider, and you know, me along with a lot of others look up to him. So you know, to race against him is awesome.
The track was well cut up for racers like yourself, Tai, and all the others. So what do you make of it?
Yeah, you know, they've done an awesome job with the track tonight. As Tai said, it was plowed up yesterday, you know, but you know, they've done an amazing job to have this perfect racetrack tonight, and hopefully we put on a good show for you guys.
Congratulations on your top 2 position, and we certainly hope to see you back here, hopefully at some stage during the season.
Yeah, for sure, you know, now that we've been over here once, and hopefully get the ball rolling, and in the next couple of years we can, you know, Tai can help and get some more big names over here and have another bigger event. So, yeah, I'll be here for sure.
Job well done, mate.
Awesome, cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2nd place, Jamon Lidsey. And the moment you have all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in his career, he is a Woffinden Classic champion, Justin Sedgeman. Sedge, a job well done. You've won a lot of titles in your career. How does this one rank up with among the others?
I might have won some titles, but I haven't beat him before. You know, he's the best. Probably going to go down as one of the best ever. So, yeah, no, unbelievable to win his dad's meeting, who I actually knew. He actually helped a lot of the Aussie guys versus the UK, and yeah, it's great to win his meeting, and yeah, just to finish in front of Tai and James, it's unreal.
You led from start to finish in that final. You looked impressive, took the right lines, and you built up some good speed along the straight.
Yeah, no, it was, I haven't ridden the place before, and kind of got the grips of it pretty good. So, yeah, can't complain, and it's one of them things, you just kind of rock up and ride, and you don't really know, and just get on with it.
Well, congratulations on a phenomenal win, and I hope the celebrations will last long into the night.
Yeah, thank you, and cheers to Tai. It's awesome, and he's coming to Madrid to ride next weekend, and just shows the guy, you know, what a world-class act he is, and yeah, I want to keep coming back here. It's great.
Congratulations, Justin Sedgeman, the winner of the 2023 Woffinden Classic.
Thanks very much indeed, Paul. Good job. Congratulations to those riders. It's been a fabulous night. We've had a lot of fun presenting it for you. We've had some fun up here with these tapes not working at the beginning of the night, but Grant, in all, it was a good, great demonstration of an Australian sport that's now international speedway racing, and 100th year of the sport. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Oh, Con, you and I have seen quite a few Woffindens over the years. We've seen them up at the little Woofie track, and now we've seen them down here at this big international complex that we have. And tonight was the equal to any of them. It's absolutely sensational racing. All credit to Marshall McDermott and Tai Woffinden and the crew, and you're involved in that, Con, who put this together and made it possible. Absolutely sensational. As we say, don't go home immediately, folks. We've got the 10-lapper coming up for the outlaw carts, and then we've also got the presentations to do. I think, are you going to do those, Graham Sinden, for fastest time of the night? And you're going to give Jamon Lidsey that $1,000 for dipping under the 1 minute mark? We hope that's the case as our broadcast continues.
I don't think that 1 minute mark.
I think Graham's got the money in his pocket.
Yeah. I thought you and I were going to share it.
Well, I shouldn't have said a word. I shouldn't have said a word as Justin Sedgeman climbs down with the trophy. Well done, Justin. We're lucky to get to see these boys, aren't we? Because they are sensational.
Well, they are, and that's one of the. We're in the most isolated city in the world. And that's great. So, Graham, you're going to do that presentation? Graham.
Yes, Con. We're down here with Jamon Lidsey, who got the under the minute and the quick time as well, I believe. Well done, very well done. $1,000. And now it's your buy, don't forget.
Yeah, that's right.
The Milky Bars are on you.
I think the top's still on that bottle of champagne.
You know, thanks for Steve from RCA Civil, you know. He's actually a Mildura boy, Merbean boy, so I'm from Mildura as well, so thanks for that. And awesome job with the track, and, you know, to get this little extra, it's always good.
Yes, Richard, well done.
Awesome, cheers.
Good on you, Graham, and yep, he's smiling, and so Graham... it's been a very tense time, Grant, believe you me. And
I do believe you.
And I've never had so many text messages with the that have gone on, and I also tip my hat to the whole staff. And we're going to have a quick beer and a celebration, and we now have the young Paul here who's going to take us through the final event for those outlaws, those little things with big wings that are going to go ballistic.
So we'll just get Paul Radajak into the seat here, just to step in, Paul. We got, and we'll go back to Graham on the infield while you settle in, Paul.
Yeah, just what Jamon said. Steve Sutherland and your boys done a fucking absolutely amazing job, and we couldn't have got this show on the road as well as it has been without you, and got it done in 2.5 hours. And I don't know how many of you guys have been here before, but these events don't run 2.5 hours in Australia. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Steve, legend. You boys are weapons.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out cause you kept cutting the cord, and started to fade into your grave. See, I finally opened up my eyes, and I saw me coming back to life. That I'd be better without you inside. It's time to be someone I wanna recognize. The future starts right now. I made a reservation, but you never came, so I'm checking out. The fire you stole away, I know one day we'll come back around. The future is now.
All right, there we go, ladies and gents. We are getting set for a 10-lap feature race here as part of the Woffinden Classic. A big thank you to Tai Woffinden for allowing the West Coast Outlaw Karts to be a part of such a fantastic night's racing. Ladies and gents, if you ever want to come and watch some Outlaw Karts, they race on the small Tai Woffinden track, and away we go. It is going to be the 3 and 17 to lead them away. Oh, we've had a slight little incident there. Looked like the 84 of Cameron Scroop was trying to exit the track with a little issue. He's come together with the 64 machine of Barclay, and we're going to have to get a full course restart there. Fortunately, we tend to not get a lot of damage with these karts. They tend to be fairly robust. Very good suspension around the outside. But Cameron Scroop's car was already ailing, so it was heading towards the infield, so he will definitely not be a starter in this. The 64 machine of Barclay looks like he hopefully might be able to get a restart. Mind you, Dave Perry looking like he's pushing it infield, so
top qualifier from the front? Is that how we're working it, Paul?
It was, yeah. So we had the 3 of Smoking Joe Chalmers, but Indy Perry was on his outside, and she is looking like she's going to be leading them away here. And we've got the 65 of Pete. That's Harrison Pete. The Pete family heavily involved in Speedway, running some sprint cars and plenty of outlaw carts. So we're looking for a full 10-lap restart here. Indy Perry now off the front on pole. Smoking Joe Chalmers on her outside, and away we go. Owen Pete Sanders are in there for the 3 and 4. And here comes Lee Redmond from the back of the field with the challenge. He's going to try and thread his way through this field as they work through 10 laps here at Pinjar Park Speedway. It is Joe Chalmers from Indy Perry, as Indy Perry working the low line there on Joe Chalmers. They're in and out of corner 2. Perry with a stellar move. Joe Chalmers tries to find his way back, but Perry opens up the door. We've lost a wheel off the 60 machine. Lee Redmond, he can't take a trick. He's been having all sorts of dramas in his speed car, and now he's lost a wheel off the outlaw cars. We're going to stay green as he makes his way from the track. Joe Chalmers, Indy Perry fighting hard out in front. It is a 65 machine of Harrison Pete in there for the 3, and Ryan van der Linden. For all you sidecar nuts, he is back behind the wheel here of an outlaw kart on the solo track. Here comes Indy Perry, still working that inside line. Chalmers had an extra line through the outside, works up the inside of Perry. Perry goes back to the inside. No, Chalmers shuts the door as they're in and out of corner number 4. It is Chalmers leading. Indy Perry with it all to do here as she works the low line. It's good to see shoulder-to-shoulder racing here at Pinjar Park on the little track. It can get very one lane, but here on the expanses of Pinjar Park Raceway, the karts really starting to open up and get themselves into 2-wide racing, which is great to see for the race fans. As Joe Chalmers now find an open door, and Perry can't do much about it. It is Chalmers leading, looking like a couple left to run. What's Perry got for Chalmers? She's made a little lunge there. Chalmers got a little bit of a bobble, as these cars don't run suspension, so it can be pretty tricky. And Indy Perry, she's going to take the checkered flag. Joe Chalmers there for 2, Harrison Pete 3, Ryan van der Linden. We've got the 3 of Ian of Watts and the O of Saunders. Ladies and gents, put your hands together. Indy Perry getting her first ever race win in the outlaw karts as a demonstration event here tonight at the Woffinden Classic.
Thanks very much, Paul. Paul Radajak with a call of the outlaw karts. And when's the next meeting up at the Little Woofie track?
It is on the 4th of March on Saturday. Racing to kick off around about 6 p.m. $10 entry for adults. Kids are free. There's a fantastic canteen, so come on down, have a look at these karts. There's not only the opens, but there's an intermediate 250 class for the kids that are 10 to 16 years of age, and then we also have our beginner box stocks. The beginner box stocks are our basically 5 through to 10-year-olds, and the little kids do some great stuff. Plenty of speedway races, their kids getting into the sport in open wheel. So come and join us Saturday, March 4, down at the Woofie track, the little 114-metre raceway. A great night's entertainment. If you liked what we did here, as Indy Perry's going to take the checkered flag and go for a little spin. Ladies, gents, put your hands together for her. Turns number 1 and 2. Finally replicates what Dad was able to do a few times in a speed car.
So that's our night's racing from here at Pinjar Park. Nice to have had your company, Con Migro and Grant Woodhams, saying good night from commentary, and handing you back to Paul Persick.
Thanks, Grant. Thank you, Con, and to everybody. Another magnificent night of racing from the Outlaw Karts to, of course, Justin Sedgeman, Tai Woffinden, Rob Woffinden Classic winner for 2023. As you see, Indiana Perry in the West Coast Outlaw Karts winner in this demonstration event. It was nothing short of a fantastic event from all the categories. A great crowd that we've had here tonight. And to you, the viewers at home, we really appreciate your support, whether it be on the opening ceremony on Facebook earlier this evening or on our pay-per-view live broadcast. And a big thanks to the team at Front Row Screens, Matt Williamson, Ryan Ramage, and all our camera crew that have done a wonderful job here. That's it for another night's racing here at Pinjar Park Speedway. We look forward to your company for even more great sport in Western Australia in 2022-23. Good night.